Hey, you already know. Welcome July 1st, 4th of July weekend. What better way, Dave? We are live. Money in the Bank just ended, Dave, and let me tell you something. Everybody, I'm not Ken Fry. I'm gonna try to bring the heat tonight, but my name is Paul Spencer. I am Mr. Fuji 2.0, and if you already know me, but the regular host is here, my man. What's going on, brother?
The showstopper's here, baby. Cowboy Dave, what's going on, big man? Mr. Fuji in the house. What's going on,
Hey,
brother?
yeah. Even though rest in peace, Mr. Fuji, I'm bringing Mr. Fuji back 2.0 here. And Dave, let me tell you something. Man, I was sitting there. I barbecued some barbecue ribs today. I was so hyped up for Money in the Bank, dude, and it did not let me down, Dave. It did not let
It
me down.
This show was spectacular. If I had to get best out of 10, I'd give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. It was
I
really good. It
I
was
agree.
really
I,
good.
I agree. I got to go 9 there. I mean, there was some things that I kind of like we talked about backstage. There's a couple little bitty things that like okay, why are we doing this? But overall,
Mhm.
Dave, my God, what a way to start the July 4th weekend off with a freaking bang.
I mean, surprises. We had 3 surprises tonight.
We'll
With
get into it.
money,
Yes.
women's in the bank was great. Men's in the bank was great. You know, what's it called? Killed it tonight. The Usos, Roman, everybody was just phenomenal tonight. It was a
Oh, man,
great show. It
top to
really
bottom,
was.
Dave, top to bottom. I'm sitting there cooking my ribs, Dave, and I'm like screaming to myself, like, "Oh God, I gotta go check them. I gotta go. I can't leave. I can't leave. Oh my God, this happened. I gotta check those ribs. What's better, ribs, atomic, Money in the Bank here?" So I think I burned a couple of those ribs, Dave, because Money in the Bank was so awesome tonight.
Cody and Dom killed it tonight. Everybody was just on fire. It was just a wonderful show. Like I said,
Exactly.
out of 10, I could definitely give it a 9. Um,
Exactly. Mhm.
and like some surprises everywhere tonight, which people didn't expect.
Yeah.
Me myself, I can tell you, I didn't have. I was very surprised on some things we saw tonight,
I
or
agree.
today, I should say, this afternoon. I'm sorry, I keep
Yeah,
my
it's weird. It's weird
brain.
though. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Dave, it's kind of weird. Like usually, when after you like a pay per view, it's like
mm,
11, 12 o'clock. When you start to
yeah,
unwind, but
right.
it ended at like 6 o'clock, and it's like so weird being overseas though.
Well, I like when they're in London because we're done earlier. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. I
Yeah. I
have
can
no
still see
problem with it.
daylight outside. You know what I mean?
Right. The sun was still out when the pay per view was over. It was great.
Yeah, it's hot as hell up here. I know that, but man, that
Oh
pay per view
man,
was hot as hell too. I tell you that.
it,
So it fit
it
the bill.
sure it sure was. It sure was.
I mean,
Yep.
Dave, look at the background. I mean, listen, we got the WWE announcers back there, saying hashtag Money in the Bank, hashtag Out of the Box Sports, hashtag
Mm.
Atomic Drop is live, and this one even said hashtag This is fucking awesome. Oh my God, Dave. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Dave. But guys, listen, you are tuned into
But
the Money in the Bank 2023 recap with Mr.
t-
Fuji 2.0
Twitter
and
was
Mr.
fired up tonight, baby.
What the funny thing is? I looked at Twitter. We broke Twitter down. Out of the Box broke them down
We
because
we broke Twitter. How did we do that?
finally people realize Out of the Box is the shit.
It's
You know what I
about
mean?
time.
It
I'm
is the
telling you,
shit.
Stephanie McMahon's watching. I said that last night.
Hey, it has to be. Everybody can say, this broke Twitter, but I know who broke Twitter. It was Out of the Box, Atomic Drop, the whole network. Shut it down because Out of the Box, hashtag it. That's where we are. That's who we are. So listen, you
That's
can
what we
always be
do.
replicated, but you can't be duplicated, my brother.
You got that right. You got that
Yes, sir.
right.
Well, Dave, let's
Nah,
get into it, man. Let's get into this, brother.
let's
Listen,
do it. Let's
man,
do it.
the first one, Dave, the first one. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this, Dave. Okay.
Money in the Bank, the ladder
Yes.
match.
Hmm.
Every participant was awesome in this match. Even Logan Paul was amazing in this match.
Dave,
You know,
the funny thing is everybody says Logan Paul, he fits the bill, entertainment, sports entertainment
mhm,
here. But Dave,
mhm,
I gotta give this dude some freaking credit. This dude, I thought he busted his head wide open. I thought he broke his back a couple of times. This
mhm.
dude is legit. I mean, I don't want to call him superstar, but I am gonna call him a superstar because this dude can get it in anything he wants to do. He shows he can do it, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you, Triple H loves him. You could just tell
Yeah.
Triple H loves him, and Triple H actually said he didn't want Logan Paul winning this match, and it's a good thing that he didn't win this match because
Mhm.
part timers to me it can be great, and they come in, they do their job, but Logan Paul wouldn't. He's not. He's the part timer to me, so you can't give this match, to a part time winner.
I agree.
But to me, the winner, the winner of the match was great. Damian Priest. It wasn't my pick to win the match, but it was
Definitely.
very surprising. Very
Well, we got we
surprising.
got to we got to give one of our guys who just had a long softball day with his daughter out there. And Rick, speaking of daughters, Dave, happy birthday to your daughter Faith.
Yeah, she turns 12 tomorrow.
I put it
She's
out there
very
early, so I put it out there a little
Yeah,
bit early.
she
But
she had a woman's day with mom, and she had a great day. She
there you
did.
go. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Faith. If you're listening to this,
Yeah.
happy birthday. Enjoy your weekend. And do me a favor. My birthday wish to you is give your dad an atomic drop for me.
She probably will at the end of the day.
There we go. But happy birthday, Faith. We
Yeah.
always know you're watching. We always know you're always with your dad watching
Miss
wrestling.
Miss 12 years old now. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Dave, oh man, one more year, she's a teenager, Dave.
I know we're preteen there so far.
Boy. But you know what? We got to give credit where credit's due. Ken did say Priest is going to win this fight.
He did. He picked that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine was out of the box, of course. So I went Logan Paul, which is goodness gracious. That's what might have shut down Twitter down when I said that. That's
probably. It probably did. Yeah.
But Dave, let's talk about this, man. At the very beginning of the match, let's talk about it. All 6 competitors looked at Logan Paul and said, "You don't deserve to be here." Yeah. And I thought he was just like, okay. At that point, I thought maybe they're all ganging up on him. Somehow he's going to win this match because he's going to play possum and he's going to climb the ladder. That's what I thought in the beginning, but that didn't happen.
Wasn't the case. No. My pick was LA Knight, and I think if you watch the end of the match, LA Knight was there. It was his for the taking, yes. and then Priest came out of nowhere. And it was like, where did Damian Priest come from? I'm still trying to figure that out. Because I thought LA Knight, it was his. I really did.
I did too. When we were watching, I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, wow, they were right. Dave was right. He's going to climb up there because it's for the taking. I mean, it was his. But he walked slow as hell. Like, come on, climb the damn ladder, get up there and just take the briefcase. But just like you said, when Priest came up that ladder, LA Knight had it. It was in his grasp. It was there.
Yeah, I mean, he was taking it off. He was taking it off the hook. It was his.
It's like a scary movie how they did it. Like they panned down, and all you see was the top of the ladder. You know, like halfway up the ladder, and all you see is Priest climbing up the ladder. I'm like, it's like a dead man coming up out of the ground. Like I'm here.
I give the camera guy that was a great camera angle. It really was. Yeah, because nobody saw Priest coming at any time. And if you did, congratulations for you. But no, I'm happy for Priest. But now I think the Judgment Day is just a little something's going on with that because I know Finn wasn't too happy later on. But we'll talk about that later.
Let me ask you. We'll talk about it a little bit here, Dave. Like puzzlers, little teasers here. When you were watching this fight here, okay. After the match was over, we'll still get back into it as well. But after this match was over, when Priest won, did anything go through your head regarding another match with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor? Like, will Priest cash in on his buddy? Or will he? We'll talk about it later, but did that ever come to your mind at all?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When Priest won, you thought, okay, Judgment Day is going to have a night. I mean, it was going to be their night, or their night back in London, England. I keep saying that because it's our day. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I did. It crossed my mind big time. And I was at a friend's house, my friend Zach's house, and we were talking about it. And he's like, Dave, I'm telling you, Priest is going to cash in. I'm like, he probably will. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. But not the case.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the case. I mean, a lot of puzzlers came out there because what I love about this storyline, Dave, and what they're storytelling with the WWE, they lit these little teasers out there. Like we've seen, when Priest won that. Well, we know what the match coming up in a little bit is Rollins versus, Finn Balor here. So, wow, what's going to happen? They always tease you so much,
That's what WWE does. It makes you wanting more. That's what they do, They keep you on your seat. They make you want more. And you know what? That's Triple H, though. To me, Triple H, Paul Heyman, that's just great writing. And Triple H is doing a wonderful job with WWE right now.
And I tell you what, I got to give credit to these people in this match because I don't know. I can't going back to TLC days with the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. That took me back a lot because I don't think I've ever remember seeing so many ladders lay horizontally, ladder on ropes. Because that one when Ricochet dove off there and did that 360 and hit him right on the mat was Shinsuke as well too. And then Shinsuke did one above him where he took Ricochet under the ladder, and I'm like, oh my God, that really had to hurt. But
I was surprised a couple times the ladders didn't break. I was surprised. Like,
yes.
I mean, the ladders didn't give out. I mean,
the one was with Priest on the outside of the ring. Remember that? It didn't even bend when he did that 360.
I know. We were Zach and I were saying, and we were like, why didn't that ladder bend? I was surprised.
Yeah. I mean, usually, at least tables give away. There might be a little crack at the bottom so that it'll give away. But man, that ladder was like, that was meant for a guy my size, like a 400-pound dude or something, like running out there without bending. But oh man, that was insane.
But you have the perfect wrestlers for this match. I mean, Ricochet, Shinsuke, guys like that. They're known to do these kinds of matches. And LA Knight was great tonight. Like I said, the whole match was great. I mean, there was not one player in that match or one wrestler in that match that didn't fit in that match.
Very true. And Dave, you know what? You guys did the show Friday night, the Atomic Drop with you and Ken. I was watching it, and great show as well. So, guys, listen, out of the box always has great shows out there. Every Friday night, Atomic Drop. That's the usual date. 10:30. Check Dave out and Ken as well. Every Tuesday, Friday night, 10:30. But Dave, last night I want to say something to Ken real quick. he had me really thinking last night when you guys talked about it. LA Knight does remind me of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
A lot of it he does. When his music hits, the crowd goes nuts.
Yes.
The way he walks to the ring, he's got a lot of Steve Austin qualities. He does.
Mm-hmm. Like when he was in the ring tonight, when I don't know what it was. They were just something like I actually just closed everything out and just looked at him, and it reminded me where he walked just like that little walk, and he turned around, and it was I could just see him saying what, something like that. That's the way I seen it. Like,
well, his is Stone Cold's what? It's the same.
Exactly. Like that's what I mean.
Right.
Like when he says that, it's just like, wow, I'm looking at it, and the head movement is exactly the same. The gear basically, except for the jorts that he wears, but like he reminds me so much of Stone Cold, really does.
Well, going back to the winner of the match, Damian Priest, which everybody was very surprised on Twitter. That was not what people were thinking. LA Knight was the major pick of the match. And that's what WWE does sometimes. I mean, and I picked LA Knight to win. I did. That was my pick. I said that earlier. But it was very surprising. I'm happy for Priest. He definitely deserves it. But he's worked his way up to get to this point. So
So we're gonna kind of recap here now. Ken is 1-0. I am 0-1, and you are 0-1. Okay?
Yeah, that's correct.
Now there is a mistake that I made on here last night. My old age kicks in. That was the Riddle match. Dave, you took Bro, okay? Ken took Gunther. So we'll get into it later. Remind me on that one there. That's the only one that I kind of flipped there at my old age. But Ken is leading the way at 1-0. We're bringing up the rear here at 0-1, Dave. But Dave, let me ask you real quick now. We're going to go step by step on each one here. Where does Damian Priest go now? And what happens to LA Knight? Because we talked about LA Knight's time is now.
Well, first of all, to answer your first question, Damian Priest, I think he'll hold on to that briefcase for a while. I don't think he'll cash in right away. But I think the Judgment Day is either going to be happy for him that he won, or they're going to be jealous that he won. It could be either way. I know Finn was not happy that he lost. I mean, his results tonight.
Yeah.
But I can see it could go either way. I don't know where it's going to go right now, but if I had to guess, I would say they're jealous of Damian winning that Money in the Bank.
Yeah, we'll get into one of the matches a little bit later. We got about 4 matches to get into before we talk about that one. I think I'm not. It's like a teaser what they did, Dave. When Priest won that, I'm like, okay, it could jump 2 different ways here: happiness, jealousy, just like you said.
Yes.
But after what happened later on, we'll talk about in that match. I think it's complete pissed off jealousy now. Maybe
I do too. Yeah,
so we'll talk about that.
I'm leaning that direction with you.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, Dave, anything else you want to talk about this match? I mean, this is one.
No, I love Rick. I'm a Ricochet guy. I love Ricochet. I think he's amazing. That fall he took off that ladder was incredible. I was scared for both of them because I thought one of them was really going to get injured when they did it. But it was really a great fall. The table broke just perfectly. He just amazes me, Ricochet, the things he does. I think they should push him more, but they don't.
The only thing I'm going to say is, like, when we watched, I forgot what pay-per-view it was, Dave, last year sometime, where Ricochet, and I think it was Royal Rumble, wasn't it?
Could have been.
When Logan Paul and Ricochet did that.
Yes, yeah. Remember
how you guys were on the show and I said, that's what I want to see. I want to see that one more time. And I always thought, Dave, I was sitting there watching, I'm like, wait a minute. The ladder's over there. The ladder's over there. They're going to do this.
They're going to,
and just meet. And for some reason, I had this like vision in my head, Dave. Ricochet can jump anywhere and grab the damn briefcase anywhere he wants to. Yeah. That's what I would think was going to happen. Like, they're going to swing on the top up there, and they're both going to fall. But I got to give this. I got to give this a 9, Dave. It
was kind of funny. I thought Butch had a shot at it at first when he was going up that one time, and I was like, they're not going to give this match to Butch.
I said the same thing. I'm like, no way, they can't give it to him because he had a clear shot. Dave. He went up there. He did. It was inches away, Dave. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Dave, let's get it. Go ahead.
I like Butch. I'm a Butch guy. Fright Night but I'm just saying I didn't think, like, if they would have gave it to him, I think the crowd would have been really surprised.
The 2 people that didn't want to win was Logan Paul and Butch.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
But let's get into the next match, Dave. Now, we're going to talk about our next match here. Of course, that was my girl, Liv freaking.
Yes.
But let's talk about our preview, our little thing here. Now, I said Io Sky. I'm the underdog here in the little thing here.
Yes.
Ken said Io Sky. and somebody said Becky the Man Lynch.
Yeah, I had Becky winning. But I'm 0 for 2.
Yeah.
I know. But I just went with the only reason I went with Becky is because she never won Money in the Bank.
True.
And I thought this was her time to shine, and Becky in the Bank would have been a perfect fit to just to work with that. But it's
See, I was thinking, we always look ahead here, Dave, and like listen to you guys on Friday night last night and how you guys were talking about it. A thing came to my mind, like, okay, you know what? Maybe Dave's right. Maybe Becky's going to win this. She's never won it. Next match is going to be, I'm probably going to be a replay of Asuka and Charlotte Flair. She's going to get that rematch. Charlotte Flair is going to win that match for some reason, I think, and it's going to be the renewed rivalry again, Becky versus Charlotte, and that's what I was thinking as well. But I don't know.
It's possible. That match was great too. Those girls are just the only person that didn't belong in that match.
Say it, Dave.
Trish Stratus did not belong in that match. Yes, not even close.
I mean, she's a legend, Dave. She's Hall of Famer. We all know that. But listen, there's a reason why you retire and you stay retired. I'm not going to knock anybody, Dave, but listen, man. If you do a kick and you come 5 or 6 inches away from someone's face and you play it off like you hit them, Dave, that's her time is gone, Dave.
But I'll tell you, who's got a future in this business is Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark she was really good tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like Dave. Like I don't watch wrestling all the time. I gotten it back into since we just do the podcast, talking about it. You guys got me into this really serious stuff. But well, of course, Liv Morgan, that helped out a little bit too. But
we'll talk about that later.
You already know. But my thing was like I was watching these wrestlers tonight. Zoe Starks, Selena Vega. I tell you what, they can move, man.
Selena's very good. Selena is very good. They're young, and that's what makes it so good. I mean, the old girls shouldn't have even been in that match. Like Trish, like I said earlier.
Yeah, but I agree 100%.
I mean, but Bayley's won it before. And I thought maybe Bayley a second time around came close. I thought she, at first I thought, okay, Bayley could pull this off, but I'm happy for Io. I really am. She deserved it.
I am too. That's I represent my country out there, Japan, of course.
She definitely deserved it.
I'm ready to bring Mr. Fuji 2.0 back and manage Asuka and Io Sky. But Dave, let me ask you a question. Now, when we were watching it, the announcer said when Bayley pushed her over, okay, it was instinctable that she did that. I think it was just like, you ain't winning, girl. I'm winning this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, being on the same team as they are with Damage Control, it was kind of weird seeing her push that ladder off. But when it's that kind of match, Paul, it's every girl for themselves. Sure.
But it happened twice, Dave. If you think about it, it happened twice. In the beginning of the match, when both of them were in the ring by themselves, it was a clear ring.
Right.
Io was on the one side, Bayley was on the other side, and they were shifting the ladder back and forth. The announcer said, they're trying to level out the ladder to climb up it. I don't think they were. I'm thinking like, okay, you're on that side, I'm on this side. Get off my ladder. Like, are you going to let me go, or am I going to let you go?
I'm not letting you win this match. I'm winning this match.
Exactly. 100%. But this match, I'm happy. I love Io Sky. Like,
I love Io. I don't think Io was even a pick in this match. If anybody picked Io, maybe some people did. I'm sure they did.
Well, I believe so, Dave. Let's just look at that list real quick.
I'm just saying. But I think Becky was the main.
Yeah,
and sometimes WWE they'll pull a switch on you, and this time they did. I'm happy for her. I really am.
What would have been the switch then? What would have been the switch for you
I think the switch. If anybody, I think Zoe Stark would have been the, people would not expect Zoe Stark to win the match. But right now, Selena's doing her thing. It's tough, but I'm happy. Like I said, Io deserved it. But Becky was the main, was the main pick in this match. To me, I think.
I agree. I tell you what, David, that one move that I actually put in the group chat, we all watched it, but that one move where Selena and Io Sky, when she flipped her off the top ladder, that ladder didn't move either, Dave. That ladder didn't move either.
Yeah, the ladders didn't give tonight. That's for sure.
I tell you what, I'm sitting there. I've had lumbar back surgery twice, and I'm sitting there when I seen that crash down the ladder. I'm like, oh my god, that ladder didn't move.
These girls, I'll tell you, they take a beating, but they just keep going.
They do. They do. Yeah. I mean, now this one here, Dave. Let's talk about this real quick.
Oh,
what happens? Liv is back. Liv is
yes.
Liv is everything in the world to WWE. She is WWE to me. You already know that.
Liv took a beating in this match, but go ahead.
She did. I mean, she's still beautiful. We all know that. I still give her a 10 plus 10 plus.
We know how you feel about Liv.
You already know. There's one time on, I put a lot of stuff on Facebook, on Out of the Box, Twitter, and everything, but you already know when Liv comes on, Dave, I'm tagging her like crazy, going crazy.
What a shock to this match. And everybody, everybody's face like went down, surprised that this happened. I didn't see it coming, and if you did,
why did I pick Liv Morgan here?
Well, I know you picked Liv to win, and I get it, but my point is I didn't see what was in the match that was going to happen in it.
Well, let's talk about that, Dave.
Let's do it.
Surprise.
Shayna threw a curveball to everybody in this match.
Yes.
I mean, going after Ronda, nobody saw that coming. I sure as heck didn't.
But Dave, you remember during your show last night, I did, because I'm a big UFC fan, and the rumor is Ronda Rousey will be going back to UFC to go back after Amanda Nunes is vacant title. So maybe this throws it out there like, okay, listen, I don't want to be a WWE anymore, so turn me against Shayna here. Give me one match, I lose, I'm going to fade myself back to the UFC. What do you think that? Maybe that's the curveball they're leaning to.
That probably would. You're probably correct on that. I didn't hear that Ronda was going back to the UFC.
It's still rumor. It's still rumor, but it's a vacant title, and that's something she's always wanted to take back over. Because Amanda Nunes they call her the baddest bitch in the world, and Ronda Rousey was the baddest woman on the planet.
Well, this definitely puts Shayna over now. I mean, Shayna is definitely over after this match.
Yeah.
Definitely. Going after Ronda was, and when it was 2-on-1, you knew that Raquel and Liv were going to win that. Win the title. That was a given. That was a given.
Now, who's next for this tag team title here? Who could after
that's a great question. I'm not much on the women's tag team division. There's not much there. Not that I see. It's a great question. I really don't know. I can't answer that.
Maybe they bring the one from NXT up, Dave.
That's right. The NXT Tag Team Champions. That's a possibility. Yeah.
Maybe they bring them up because, like you said, the women's tag team division, and really tag team in general, really, you have your A1s, 1As, 1Bs, but you really don't have that. It's like I don't want to say second tier, but from what we have here, Shayna and Ronda, Liv and Raquel.
Liv and Raquel.
Yeah. I mean, they're 1A, 1B. We've seen what happened tonight, but who was on the next tier to come in and challenge?
Like you said, the NXT former tag team champions, they might get the rematch with Liv and Raquel, and that's fine too. I'm okay with that.
I can agree with something they do like that one, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy they won. It was a great match, of course.
Oh, it was a great match, and it was just very everybody's face dropped when Shayna went after Ronda. It was just like, what is going on here?
Yes, I was like, you got to be kidding me! Like, okay, now they're throwing another curveball at me here.
That was the curveball. That was the curveball of the match. Absolutely, yeah.
It was. It definitely was. Now, I love it. So, what did you give this match, Dave? I gave this one a 9. I'm going to stay 9 all the way through.
I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 because people thought Ronda and Shayna were going to retain. No problems, but the curveball came around, and then things happen. But the match itself is definitely an 8.
Okay, definitely. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one here now, Dave. Let's just recap. Ken is 2-0. Okay, Ken is 2-0. I'm sorry, 3-0. Actually, is
he 3-0?
He's 3-0 right now. He's 3-0. Okay, Dave, you are 0-3.
I'm 0-3, but I came around in the end. That's fine.
You did. You made a comeback here, Dave.
I did.
A comeback. All right.
I did.
Now, Dave, let's get into our next one here, Dave.
Do we have any comments on the show? What do you think? Nothing?
No, listen, we have 7 viewers out there. Listen, guys, chime into us. Let us know what you're thinking. Listen, you watch the event. If we're boring you, hey, tell we're boring you. But listen, we're talking about WWE. Let us know what you guys think, because I was blown out of my mind tonight. I really was.
No comments tonight. I'm surprised.
I know we got a lot of viewers, but we don't bite, man. If you're checking out from another network, we don't bite. We don't bite. I mean, listen.
Absolutely.
While you're here, take notes, see what we do, learn from it, do it on your show. Hey, why not? But Dave,
love to hear from you.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, Dave, versus Dom and Mommy.
Yeah. Exactly what the results were exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yes, but I want to say one thing. I thought it was going to last a little bit longer.
It was a quick match.
It was.
It was. I agree. It was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, my man came on top, like he always does. Everybody knows I am a Cody Rhodes guy. I love Cody. Cody, to me, his story has got to. He's climbing that ladder to get back to where he belongs. But tonight's match was good. Dom is Dom. Dom is very good. I mean, he's the best heel in the business. There's no doubt about that. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I got to give you guys that, because you know how I talked about it. Like, I can't stand Dom. But when you look at the storyline of what he brings, you're right. He is that heel. He definitely is.
He's definitely shown it over the past 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Since he left his dad. I love the mommy thing. She's great. I think she's injured though. I think her knee's all messed up. That's why she's not been defending her title. I've heard that too. I heard that story. But yeah, I mean, Cody caught her to finish it. I'm okay with it. And Cody moves up the ladder. I was surprised because I thought really we were going to see. I thought maybe somebody would jump in the match, like Brock or something, or maybe Cody's wife.
That's what I was thinking, because there was, how many times did Rhea jump in front of
Right? Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, okay, Dom, he's hiding. There's no way Cody's just going to smack Rhea, even though she could probably kick many of her asses.
Yes.
There's no way that's going to happen. It wouldn't be allowed, because WWE would be like, oh God, we don't want the women saying anything.
It's Brandy, right? Brandy is his wife's name.
At that point, I was like, okay, Brandy Rhodes is going to come down here, and even though she's going to get her butt kicked by Rhea, she's going to put that deflection in there a little bit. So I thought that was going to happen. But then when another person I thought was going to happen was his dad, Rey Mysterio. I thought Rey was going to come out last night.
No, I didn't think Rey. I didn't see Rey coming down. If anything would have happened, if Brandy would have came in and jumped in on Rhea. But I thought Brock was going to come in because Cody's been dogging Brock for the past, Brock was no part of me. He doesn't want to wrestle me, but no Brock tonight. I was surprised.
Yeah. I mean, you guys talked about the Cody Cutter. He landed that Cody Cutter perfect last night. Timing perfect.
It's a perfect move, and he does it so well. And it's such a finishing move. He can do it every match he does it. I get excited. I just do.
I mean, when I see him jump, he the one time I think he went for it 3 times. He got the one at the very end, and that was perfect. It was his perfect timing. Perfect off the rope. Grabbed him, boom, put him down. I'm like, then it thought in my mind, like when Ken said it, it depends on the wrestler he wrestles against. Sometimes a little bit distance-wise, but him and Dom put the perfect inch to inch together.
No doubt. No, Dom is a lot like his dad. He wrestles a lot like his dad. He's his dad Eddie. But he's not. I mean, he's young. He's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And I did hear rumors that Dom might go down to NXT. I don't know if that's for sure or not.
Well, you did mention something. That's what I want to ask you too before we get to the next match here. Now, do you see the Judgment Day maybe falling apart here a little bit, because Dom's losing and he's playing that mommy thing? Maybe Rhea gets a little bit tired of him and maybe goes with maybe the Finn Balor thing or the Damian Priest thing here and pushes little Dom out of here and goes back to the NXT. What do you think?
It's a possibility, but I don't think so right now. I just think they're going to keep the Judgment Day the way it's going.
Okay.
I think Judgment Day is doing really well at this point. It's kicking butt. People love it.
Yeah.
They're big fans of it. I know I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now the only part of Judgment Day I do see is Finn maybe getting a little jealous of Priest, but
I agree with him.
Time will tell with that.
I agree with that.
We'll see.
Yep. What'd you give this match, Dave? I mean, to me, it was a little bit short than I wanted to watch it. I mean, I love Cody Rhodes. I love watching.
Right. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. I got to go. I'm going to go 7 as well.
Yeah, I think 7. That's fair.
Yeah.
B+ at best.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't very long.
No.
I mean, you looked up and there was pretty much Cody caught her. It was over.
Yeah, I think. I watched it because I could rewind it back and forth. I think that's the time I went to check my ribs, and I was like, "All right, I got 2 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes here." So I went there, I basted my ribs again, flipped them, basted them again, put them back in, and I come back in, and I'm like, "Damn, he hit the Cody Cutter. I missed it."
Yeah, it was bang done. Yeah.
So I rewound it. I watched it, but before we get into the next match, Dave, which we are actually going to be talking about, Cody. We just talked about him. We're going to do the Riddle match here with Gunther. Okay. Now.
Okay.
This is the one here. Now, Dave.
I was going to say, do you want to pay the bills real quick, or do you want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll pay him right after this one here. But we flipped it on the predictions here. I actually took Riddle. Dave, you took Riddle, and Ken took Gunther. So, God, Ken is freaking 4-0 tonight.
Ken's killing it. He picked. Did he pick Cody too?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. We all went with Cody. That was the one that was so
unanimous. That was the obvious choice.
That was the unanimous for us. That definitely was. But you know what? Let's talk about this one real quick, Dave. Then we'll pay some bills out here.
Okay, sounds good.
Gunther, Riddle, bro, what happened, bro?
I think his ankles has left to do with the match. He can't do it. He can't do half the stuff he wants to do because of that ankle. I know it's wrapped up. And Riddle to me is phenomenal. The stuff he's got to stay away from the bad side of wrestling, which he's done in the past. But Riddle, this match was really good. I enjoyed it. Gunther is just he doesn't lose. He just doesn't lose.
He's nasty.
He is nasty, and they finally. But the match itself was good. I thought Riddle had a chance a couple times to win it, but it just wasn't the case. But I was hoping for a Randy sighting, and we didn't get it.
Yeah,
I was very upset about that. I thought maybe Randy. My original prediction for this match, and if anybody's interested if you're watching the show, I thought for sure Riddle was going to win. I thought Randy was going to come in, help Riddle, RKO Gunther, and then after like a celebration type deal, Randy RKO's Riddle, and that's what I thought was going to happen. But I was way off.
That's what I thought. I mean, I went with what you said. I put on Twitter, even though Twitter's down, you can't really do anything out there. You can't preview anything. But I put it out there, and I said the same thing. Are we going to get a Viper sighting here? Are we going to get a Viper sighting?
I really thought so.
That's what I really thought. I both ways, even if he helped them win, I wanted to see, the RKO come back out here. I really did. That's what I wanted to see. But
they were teasing it for a long time. It just
big time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Now, I agree, Dave. I think it would have been a little bit more high-flying, more spectacular match if Riddle's ankle wasn't bothering him the way it was.
I agree with that. Absolutely. Because Riddle can go. Everybody knows that.
He was hobbling a couple times,
Yeah, Gunther, man. That guy's been a college champion for a very, very, very long time.
He's good, man. Like, you guys were talking about a couple nights Friday night, and I'm like, I watched that, the event tonight, and I'm like, wow, for a big dude, he can move, and he sells everything he does.
But the surprise of the night, though, was great because I thought they finally have an opponent for Gunther, and it's the right guy. I'm not much of a Drew fan. I'm really not much of a Drew McIntyre fan. But today I kind of was. I was like, haven't seen Drew in a while. He's coming off I think he had an injury or he signed a new contract, whatever the case was. But haven't seen Drew in a while. It was good to see. And I think this was the perfect time to bring Drew in. And now he can face Gunther. And now Gunther has an opponent.
If you think about it, really, what better way? England, England.
Oh, London,
sure.
I mean, that makes more sense. Yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Did any of us see this coming, Dave? Like, there's a lot of storylines out there, and we should have none of us really came up with wow, they're going back to London. Who hasn't been around in a while? Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
It's so weird how WWE pulls that out of their ass and just says okay, London, we're going to give you what you want. Your boy's coming out, and he's going to, he's going to challenge Gunther. Why not?
They're so good at that. And Shawn Michaels said that a long time ago. Shawn said that. I remember he said they'll never disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE doesn't disappoint. They just don't.
It doesn't. And the thing is, how many teasers they throw at you nightly?
Yeah.
It's insane. It keeps you on your seat. It's like a cliffhanger where you're reading that great book and you're like, oh, this is going to happen. Yep. Wow, that really happened. That's what they do, and it's so awesome. It really is.
Things that you think are going to happen, and then they pull something out of the hat, and people are like, "Oh my god!" It's exciting.
Now, is it already set, Dave? Gunther versus Drew?
I don't think the match has been set yet, but I'm sure it will be.
If it does happen, what are we looking at? Maybe SummerSlam?
I think SummerSlam.
Okay.
Definitely SummerSlam. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a SummerSlam.
Oh, that's going to be one hell of a match, man. That's
absolutely. It's would I love to see Drew win? Yeah, I would love to see Drew win, get back the IC title. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think they're going to pull Gunther out there. I think he's going to be that champ for a long time.
He might be champ to WrestleMania, if anything.
That's what I think. If he loses it, I think it might be WrestleMania. I mean, something like that. I think they're going to ride him. Just like with the Roman. Listen, 1,000 days, 1,000 days. Let Gunther roll with it. Hey, listen, he's what people want to see. He's unstoppable right now. Let him roll out his entire journey right now.
Totally agree.
But before you get to the next match, Dave, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Riddle, kudos to Riddle. Welcome back. I'm glad to see him back. I love Riddle. I'm a Riddle guy.
Now, do you think he takes time away to heal that ankle? I think something's wrong with it. I really do.
I think he'll. maybe he might take a week off or two. We'll see what happens. But
maybe
a month.
Maybe Monday night. He's out there.
But he just got back though. That's the problem. Like he just came back.
Maybe going out of the box here. Maybe this happens. Monday Night Raw happens. Riddle comes out to say, yeah, congratulations, I lost whatever, my ankle's hobbled. Then the Viper comes out.
That would, possibility.
And maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's it's always leaving you out there. So hell, who knows?
I mean, you got. We didn't talk about him yet, but bringing him out and bringing I'm saying Cena, but that's fine. But to me, you would have had 4 surprises if Randy would have came out, and that would have been great too.
Could you imagine if he would have came out? My God,
oh, that place would have erupted.
Man. Well, speaking of eruptions, man, listen, if you ever get injured out there, give us a call, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, Jason Fine, great gentleman, former boss of mine. I actually still work for Jason. I control the Pittsburgh area. So if you're in need of a lawyer, motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claim, call Jason at 1-800-HURT-123, or you can call him directly if you want to speak to him word for word, 267-962-4895. In the Philadelphia area, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, give him a call. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, my area up here, you can give me a call, 267-303-7324. The office is located in Pittsburgh. If you can't get up to Pittsburgh, hey, we can do a stream just like this. We can talk about a free consultation for you. So 1-800-HURT-123 or myself, 267-303. And make sure that you tell them the Atomic Drop sent you, and we'll definitely take care of you.
1-800-HURT-123.
Yes. And listen, after that one there, you're so hyped up. And also, real quick, Monkey Cold Coffee, man. Best damn coffee out there. Bourbon chocolate fused coffee, toasted coconut rum. Great people. I have the mug. I actually have everything that they have except for the K-Cup because I already have a K-Cup machine. But guys, listen, make sure you use that promo code at monkeycoldcoffee.com, OOTB Sports, for 10% off your entire order. Also, guys, Matt is a great owner. Gives 10% of every bag sold to the National Pediatric Foundation at nationalpcf.org. So it goes a long way. It's basically your body slamming someone and you're doing an atomic drop at the same time. It's 2 birds in 1 stone. Donation, great coffee. So please make sure you go there and use OOTBSports.com as well.
Get that Monkey Cold Coffee, everybody.
Yes, it's awesome. I mean, if you look on that side right there, I actually have another bag that just came in. So
wow,
it's awesome. It's awesome coffee.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, Dave. Well, you know what? Hey, listen. Just like
sticking to this match. Sorry, I didn't mean to break it up. Sticking to this match, I loved to see Drew Claymore kick Gunther. It was great. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't. I love Drew McIntyre. I love how he wrestles, what he stands for, and he draws the crowd in so much. And that was
no doubt.
That was the best part to bring him in London.
That place erupted when he Claymore Gunther.
And you know what the funny thing is, Dave? He took his sweet ass time coming down there because he's like, "This is my house. I'm going to take my time coming down. I'm going to soak all this in. But we talk about what would you give this match real quick, Dave?
Oh, I'll give it an 8.
Okay, I got to go 7. Just
I'll give it an 8.
The Riddle, didn't see.
Well, I give it an 8 because Drew came in. I would have gave it a 7 if Drew never showed up.
Yeah, I can give it that. That probably takes a little plus there, rather than a straight B for me.
Yep.
But speaking of drawing in the crowd, soaking in the crowd, Dave, let's talk about this dude right here. 16-time.
I love him.
Heavyweight champ John Cena.
How can you not love him?
An entrance.
He's the best. He's the best. He's the best promo in the business. I mean, him and The Rock are just the best promo in the business. There's no ways about it.
And the crazy thing is, Dave, when they brought him in, okay, everybody thought he was going to wrestle because Grayson Allen was like, they said something. I think the chant was, fight or whatever. And he's like, I don't need to do that. Whatever happened. Mm-hmm. But what better way to bring in like one of the faces of WWE, John Cena, as a PR rep and say, why not? Let's hashtag it just like we did WrestleMania London. What better way to bring in John Cena? Hated, loved. Why not let him speak? Because people love him. Listen, Dave.
I loved when he came out and they were like, you guys aren't saying Cena sucks. What's the deal?
Yes. That's the thing, Dave. Like, I love the storyline. I like, the black and white of each character, how they come into love-hate relationship. Mm-hmm. He draws it. He soaks it in. Like, at the bottom line, I know you guys love me. You hate me, but you're going to love me. Why not? Where's all the chance? Cena sucks. Where are you guys at? He draws that in and he flips it so good, Dave. He really does.
He did. And when he said WrestleMania in London, that place exploded.
And speaking of somebody real quick, John Cena, Mr. Ken Fry says you can't see me.
Finally, we got a comment on the show. Oh my gosh.
Ken, we miss you here. I hope I'm doing you justice here, man. I'm not you. I can't bring the energy like you. You yourself is just insane.
Where is everybody tonight? Come on, I want to hear you.
We got a lot of people checking in. We have 7 live viewers right now. Listen,
where is everybody?
I don't know. Check in. Here's what I'll do.
I want to hear it. If you watch the show, let us know what you thought.
Yeah. And I can name all the people watching this. I mean, Wilson Mendez, Billy Hernandez, Vane Oliviez, Ani Kumar, Enrique Monteiro, Chris Crump. You guys are all watching. Hey,
comment. We want to hear you. Comment.
Let me know what you guys think. We're here talking about it. We want to know what you guys think of this.
You guys think absolutely. Mm-hmm. Now Grayson Waller coming in on Cena was great.
Ken says I'm going to do a run-in.
Bring it. I'm waiting for you.
Oh yeah, come on in.
But Grayson Waller coming in during Cena's promo was awesome. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
This guy.
Dave, you're a Grayson Allen guy, right? Or Grayson, whatever the hell.
I like him. He's all right.
I don't like him, Dave.
He's all right.
I just don't, Dave.
He's all right. I liked what he did though when he's like, "Oh, who wants to have here in London WrestleMania? We'll have it in Australia. Why not?"
Yeah, I thought that's when I thought actually, John Cena's going to give him, like the "You Can't See Me" or something. But
right,
I love the banter between both, Australia, London, and that's you heard the chants like Austria sucks, Australia sucks, and I'm like,
right.
Here we go. Now they're loving you hated them, now you love them. You love Grayson here. Now you hate him, back and forth. That's the storyline that I love. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, but he's very good. Grayson Waller is very good. He's very they hit a home run with him. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. The Grayson Waller effect, you gotta love it. How can you not love it?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he has to grow on me like the Dom situation. You guys were right about the Dom situation. I think this guy has to grow on me just a little.
He will. Just give it time. Give him time.
And I hate to admit it. It might actually. I might next time. Yeah, Dave, you're right. I'm a fan. Okay, you're right. I'm a fan.
There you go.
But the one thing is, nobody predicted John Cena ever to come in this up.
But actually, I think he was doing a movie in London. That's why he showed up.
Maybe Fast and the Furious 55.
I don't know. I don't know where they're at now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of,
all I know when they heard that entrance music with John Cena, that place erupted.
It did. But the funny thing is, like when John Cena comes in there, he always has the crowd eruption, no matter what. Dave, we all know that
he's that
type of person. But speaking of a person that's going to make an eruption, like out of the box, we try to keep you in tune to everything going on here, and we never know what's going to happen here because we have shows for everybody. We have for everybody.
Are we having a surprise person here?
I don't know. I'm just saying, out of the box, you never know what the hell's going to happen. But just like John Cena invades London. That's what he does because he is the face of WWE. And the face of the Atomic Drop, 50% of them, is the one and only Bat Fry himself.
There he is. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
How are you?
I am tired. I'm very, very tired. I actually, when we got home, as soon as we got home from the tournament, I laid down on the couch. I crashed. Oof. And I'm like, oh, shit, the guys are on. I got to check them out here, So
I got to know, how was the tournament?
Yes.
Not bad. We had a pretty good day today, too. We finished 2-1. It didn't end quite the way we wanted it to today. We ended up with the number 3 seed.
Okay.
So the good thing about the number 3 seed is we get a bye tomorrow. So I don't have to go into a
11 game.
So we'll have a 10 a.m. Arrival time, and game doesn't start till 11:20. So I was like, oh, thank God, I am stoked right now.
You were dreading that 8 o'clock start tomorrow, weren't you?
But I'll tell you what, I after the show last night, I was so amped up after our show, I couldn't fall asleep. So I've been up since yesterday. So I was rolling through. Like, man, I just can't sleep. I was all amped up and.
Dude, you pulled the Mr. Fuji 2.0 there, didn't you? Not sleeping,
for real.
Well, that 11 o'clock start time for those girls, that's actually a good thing. It gives them time to warm up. That's a good thing. Yes.
I'm not quite on my ego's level with the no sleep, but I'll tell you what, I don't know how you do it. I could do pretty well with like 3 or 4 hours. Function well after that, but I mean, I don't know how you go with no sleep. That's insane.
Oh man, can I tell you what? If I got 3 to 4 hours, that'd be a marathon for me. I don't know how my body would function. I really don't.
So here's my question. Like, so I'm clean. I didn't see any of the show. I've seen the results. My plan is to watch the show.
Well, you're kicking butt result wise, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What's that?
You're undefeated result wise.
Well, and that's what actually really surprised me. Like, I thought I had some pretty good picks, but I figured maybe like one or two were kind of iffy. Mm-hmm. But so here's my question: what was the pop like for John Cena? Was it a good pop, or was it was it stale?
It was amazing.
It was.
So it was amazing because we were standing at Dairy Queen after the tournament, and I seen that come through my phone, and I grabbed my old man by the arm. I said, "So holy shit, Dad!" And I said, "It's John Cena." And he goes, nah. He goes,
no, that place erupted.
And he said, it's John Cena. And I started going,
yeah.
My dad's a huge wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. The best part was when he showed up, and I said this to Paul earlier. He's in the middle of the ring. He goes, "You guys didn't chant John Cena sucks." It was great.
Like in the beginning, it was like a 50-50 mix. But when Grayson came out, John Cena flipped that so well on the mic. Yep. It was just like, love me, hate me. I'm bringing you guys over to my side. Because it was that thing, the banter where he said WrestleMania in London. That's what he was trying to promote.
That's what he was talking about.
And when Grayson came out, no, WrestleMania in Australia. And it was like a banter back and forth. But Mike dropping it, definitely John Cena.
What, that idiot Grayson Wallen was out there.
Well, yes. Yeah,
What's that Hammernager doing out there? He
came out there. Well, he's an Australia guy. You know that, right? He's from Australia.
Oh, we're nearing. That's where they used to send their conference.
Well, he was saying, let's have WrestleMania in Australia, and John Cena's like, no, we're having it in London. So it was like back and forth, you know.
They should have it in New Zealand for Bronson Reed, and then be done with it. Go to Australia. I'm
a Grayson Waller guy. I like him.
I think the guy's a moron.
Ken, here's the question. Dave and I were just talking about it. I told you about Dom. You know, I didn't like Dom. Now he's the greatest heel to me. The storyline is the same with me. He's starting to grow on me. Much as I really don't want to say he's growing on me. Now, Dave just said it. I was like, I don't like Grayson. I can't stand him. I don't like the dude. How he talks, what he does. I don't like him. But Dave said, give him time. He'll grow on you.
He'll grow on you.
Will he grow on you or no?
Like the fungus on my foot. Well, and so here's my thing with him. Like, I haven't seen him wrestle. Like I said,
he's good. He's really good.
And I know I think the rumors that I read about him was he has a broken leg from wrestling a few months ago. Okay. So that tells me he's probably getting pretty close to being back. And but like even watching that half-ass show that they have on where he does the Grayson
Waller effect.
Like, I just don't like I don't feel like he's great on the mic. I'm like he better be dynamic in the ring. I'm not buying Grayson Waller as
he was good. He was good today, though. He was good today. He was.
When you have three,
go back and watch it. And you tell me.
I am going to watch before next show. So
yes, sir.
You can't be that bad when you just say 3 words. WrestleMania in Australia.
Australia, right?
I mean, it's not that hard, but
if he goes out there and says something goofy, John Cena's going to light him up. You know, John Cena's love, hate John Cena. He's always been, I thought really, really good in the mic. He could be the John Cena where he's ruthless, where he can go at you and like go for the jugular. He could be that goofy, sugar-coated John Cena, that kind of like you know what I mean, like kind of just silly, corny John Cena, which a lot of people don't like. But for the audience that was a target audience at that time, that's what they're looking for. They want that goofy kind of promo for the kids and stuff like that. So,
I was just saying, Cena in the business promo-wise, him and The Rock are the best. It's just no contest.
It's funny what you just said about the kids, John Cena. Now, Chelsea was watching with me today, and she knows John Cena. He does stuff on TikTok, stuff like that. She's like, "Oh, is he going to be like the John Cena TikTok guy, the funny, rap guy that comes up with his funny raps, or is he being serious? Because he can rap. Like I've seen his rap.
He's rapped in the past.
The dome, he's like, he'll say something, you spit a word out, and he flips the whole thing on you. That is the John Cena that I love on the mic.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing with the ruthless aggression era, John Cena. That's when John Cena first came in. The professor of thugonomics, John Cena. He used to have the chain. He come out week in and week out with these raps, and like, all right, so you have to wonder like what's being produced backstage by writers, what's actually him, and from everything I read, like Stephanie McMahon has said a couple times that John Cena, that's 100% John Cena off the top of his head, going freestyle or whatever, So,
that actually blew him up. Like years ago, it was something on TikTok or YouTube where people would, as he's going down the match, he would come down, come into the entry there, from the hotel, and people were just coming up there, regular kids, just putting it on YouTube, like rapping against him. He would just come off the top of his head, like, wow, this dude's really good. It's not story written; it's actually really him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the G.I. Joe John Cena tonight.
Oh my God, Dave. All right, well, let's get into the next match. Let's look at our prediction card now. Ken, you're undefeated. The riddle there, we flipped out. I didn't have time to flip that loom there. But we're going to move on to the EO match here.
Yes.
The EO Sky match here. Now, Ken, I hate to say this, you're damn perfect still.
Hell yeah, I am.
Damn perfect. Now, Dave, you're still bringing up the rear. You know, you're in like the back of the bus. You ain't getting. I might even have to check your ticket because I don't think you bought a ticket. That's how bad it is, Dave. You know. But let's talk about it. EO Sky, man, wins Money in the Bank women's ladder match. Yeah. I'm happy. Japanese in the house. Mr. Fuji needs to come back and represent Asuka and EO Sky. I'm telling you now. Even though rest in peace, Mr. Fuji 2.0.
Yeah, well, it was. Mr. Fuji 2.0. That should be you, Maiko.
He is Mr. Fuji 2.0.
Like you're the illegitimate bastard child of Mr. Fuji or something like that.
Hey, I can spit some Japanese words out. I know, I used to be fluent in Japanese.
Mr. Fuji.
Asuka-chan ne.
All right, Fuji Vice, we hear you.
I mean, just go out and beat the shit out of him. That's all I'm saying. Why not? You know? So, WWE, if you're listening out there, Mr. Fuji 2.0, I am here. I am there.
If you need a manager, he's right here for you.
I'm here for you. Hey, I don't cost a lot. Just, rice, fish. I'm good. Pay me. That's all I need.
Oh, my gosh.
You know Stephanie's watching right now. Stephanie McMahon.
Of course she's watching. She's cracking up laughing.
Well, Stephanie, you already know who broke Twitter. It was out of the box out there. That's who broke Twitter. Because people actually know now out of the box is for real. So we broke Twitter. It wasn't anybody else.
Hey, we're trying.
Damn right. Well, let's get to this. Ken, I know you didn't watch it, but Dave, take this away, EO Sky, man. This
EO Sky with the big with the big handcuff for the win. It was incredible. My pick was Becky.
Yeah.
I had Becky. I was off on that. Yes, I was, but it was a good match. I know you didn't see the match, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but
you can tell I'm still going to watch it just for homework reasons.
Yeah, you could do that.
I think I sent Ken all the Twitter updates as well. Like, whatever happened.
Okay. Well, she had the handcuffs, and the handcuffs were connected to two wrestlers, and EO got the win. That's pretty much where it was.
So the way it sounds to me, it sounds like Zoe Stark and Trish kind of zeroed.
Yes, they zeroed in on Becky. Mm-hmm. Right, and Becky was smart though. She took part of the handcuffs and she tied to one hand, both of them at the same time.
There was handcuffs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you're getting serious.
Well, they tried to handcuff Becky to the rope.
Yeah, on the outside.
And that was the plan for Trish and what's her name?
Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. Yeah, that was the plan.
Did she?
But Becky was smart enough to take the handcuffs the first one. She took the second one and handcuffed the other hand, the same hand, so they wouldn't connect.
And it was actually through the ladder, Ken.
Right.
One was on one side, Bailey was on this side, and when EO actually handcuffed them together, it was the perfect level, Ken, where they couldn't climb up the ladder to reach the briefcase.
Right.
They couldn't go down, so it was so perfect. And EO just climbs up on Bailey's back, sits on top of the ladder.
Wins the match.
But in the beginning, Ken, when you watch this, there was a time where Bailey flipped EO Sky off the ladder.
Yeah, Bailey went up the ladder, EO went up the ladder, and Bailey just tipped it over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was they're part of damage control, so everybody was like, whoa,
it was actually twice, and like Dave, I was saying in the beginning there too. Before that,
right,
there was nobody in the ring. It was just EO and Bailey.
Right.
EO was on one side, Bailey was on the other. Clear walk up to the briefcase itself. They're sitting there like slamming the ladder down, like thinking like the announcer's like they're just setting up the ladder. I'm like, no, they're not setting up the ladder. They're saying you ain't going up, I ain't going up. Who's going up? Nobody's going up. That was the first one. But then when that ladder flip, because the announcer even said it like, oh, that was just an instinct move being a ladder match. No, that was Bailey saying, you ain't winning this shit. Yeah. I'm getting the damn thing.
Well, if you watch Ken, when you watch the ending of the match, okay, Bailey was on one side, and it was, I believe it was, I want to say Becky on the other. And what happened when EO tied them together with the handcuffs, what I didn't understand was Okay, they're connected. They can't move. Io just goes up and gets the briefcase. Okay, fine. But those two could have went down the ladder together, pushed the ladder, and Io would have never gotten it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they didn't do that.
Either that or if Ken's up top right there, whatever, Ken goes on the ladder, we're fucking dead if he falls.
Pretty much.
That's when we got to call Jason Fine. 1-800-HERD-123.
Right.
We're about to have a slip, trip, and fall here, Jason Fine.
No, those two could have went down together. They really could have.
No, you're right.
And just pushed the ladder, and it wouldn't have been, and Io would have had no chance.
Well, that's like I said earlier with you. I was like, okay, say Io's up there, and you and I are on the outside here, then that would be a perfect view of see Io up there. But anyway,
it would be absolutely.
Dave, I could sit there and say, rock it back and forth, and the momentum would fall.
Right.
Off the ground
right.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, Ken, I sent you that video. That power bomb from the top of the ladder was insane. That hurt.
Insane.
And we were talking about it. No ladder bent tonight, Ken.
We couldn't get over it. Not one ladder gave, Ken. Not one ladder gave. I was surprised.
Stiff ladders.
Yeah, and the way they around, I was like, oh my god, that hurt. I think I was going to hashtag. You need to call 1-800-HERD-123.
That would have been perfect.
Man. It was insane. Yeah.
Go watch the men's match, the ladder match when Ricochet goes off the ladder. Oh my god! They hit that table.
I believe there were some insane spots in that match.
There was.
Yes.
It definitely was. Yep.
So here's my question for the women's match. What old lady Trish, did she even do anything?
Okay, here's the thing, Dave. You want to say this?
Take it away, Bo.
Okay, Ken. Now you know how you guys talked about it Friday night. Okay, you're in retirement. You come back. Is it just a TNA show is what we're looking at here? Because I'll tell you what, Ken, the way she looked in this, I don't want to say she's bad, but Dave, I told Dave this earlier, there's a reason why she should have stayed retired.
Yep.
There was a couple kicks, Ken, where she completely flat out missed like a roundhouse kick.
Not even close.
She sold it like she killed you.
Oh, she sold it big time, but it was.
She sold it. And Ken, it was like, you're here or you're right there, and you're like this far away from that's how far I smacked it like that. That's how bad it was. She showed her age and her retirement tonight.
I'll just put it this way, Ken. Everybody in that match should have been in it except Trish.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a shame because there's probably other women that could have been in that.
Oh yeah, they wasted a spot, but Trish
put it together a better showing. Mm-hmm. I get for storyline reasons with the whole Becky Lynch thing, but there was no reason to have her in there. If you're gonna have her in there, make another spot available for another woman in there, and give them a shot. But yeah,
I would have been okay with the green hair chick. That would have been fine with me.
Yeah,
who's that?
Shotzi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought they were gonna let her in. To be 100% honest with you, I thought there would have been something today.
They should have.
Pissed backstage and or something. He's like, goddamn fly here, and it's pissing me off.
Give me an atomic drop.
I'm trying, but he's too quick. I figure like I could see it in my head. I could see Shotzi, being pissed off, having her hair chopped off, looking all good and shit, and and like her like, I want to be in that match. I want to win Money in the Bank, and they're them allowing her in. Just like, all right, she's pissed off. Let her in there. Let's go. But
let's just say kudos to Io. I'm glad she won. She deserved it.
Very nice.
But there were glimpses, Ken, where in the very beginning they did have the rivalry talk bullshit, back and forth banter between Kurt and Becky. They showed that, but it was it was just so stupid. It's just like one of these, like smack me thing, and I'm like, okay, but I this is what I thought. Ken, you guys talk about, the men had 7 guys in the match, the women only had 6, or I'm sorry, 5, but Trish didn't belong there. The person that I thought during the match was I said this about 2 weeks ago. The Queen waits for nobody.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to make an appearance. Says, "I want in."
They would never put Charlotte in.
I know that, but I'm just saying, that would have been a perfect. But Trish did not belong there at all.
Yeah, I mean, for Charlotte, that might have been like a decent storyline, because her whole thing, because Paul, you brought it up, Dave, you brought it up, even the announcers brought it up. The Queen doesn't wait in line. Right. The Queen doesn't, it's the Queen's money and something like that. I could see her totally taking the whole Queen persona. I don't need an invitation for Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm the Queen. This is my briefcase.
Right.
So that wouldn't have been that would have been really neat to see, to be 100% honest with you. And I'm not a huge Charlotte Flair fan. Yeah. I think she's phenomenal in the ring. But as the heel, I'm supposed to not like her, and I don't like her. So,
I mean, I thought the reason why I thought that is because it's in London. The Queen, basically over there, the Queen has arrived. To take her briefcase here to challenge now. But it's craziness with the entire thing. I love the match. I loved it.
It was it was really good. It was.
Especially when the hand case came out. I think
the handcuffs were great. That was classic.
I got in trouble a little bit. I was like, "Oh, it's on now, baby."
Becky being the smart that she did, taking the one, her hand was cuffed, and she took the other second part of it, put it right on the same hand, so she didn't have to, so she wasn't, handcuffed to the match. But it was good.
You were going to say that like she was able to reverse the handcuff and get have Trish handcuffed. That way, old lady Trish doesn't get into any crazy spots and breaks a hip, and just kind of leave her tied to the ring for a little bit. And
that's what I thought she was going to do, but no, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, but it was a lot of high flying in that match as well. I mean, it was
the women's was just as good as the men's. I think the men's was a little better, but the women's was very good.
And that's the thing with the women's wrestling the way it is now. Those women are just as good as the men every bit. They're every bit as crazy as the men. Whereas back during like the Attitude Era, it was more the divas, where it's more like the bra and panty matches, which is hey for the male viewers, get it done. You know what I mean? That's awesome. but aesthetic for wrestling wise, it's not very pleasing to the eyes. It's just you're there to watch. Hopefully you see a nipple or something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I agree. I mean, I can understand bringing Trish Stratus back for, like I said, the TNA version of the show. Oh, she's a legend. She's still beautiful. Hey, she's a perfect 10 still. I'm not gonna lie.
No doubt about that.
But it's like having her in a match. Like, okay, you're taking away from the other 4 here that are high flyers that deserve to be there, and you're living on them. Just like with the Lita crap we talked about before.
Right.
Same way Lita comes in here. My God, I think I can move faster than her. What she showcased in that match.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But I think during the match, though, Ken, I think Trish did bruise her nose. You could just tell it was a little.
Oh, she did. Now, Ken, halfway through the match, if you look at it, she's got a huge.
Yeah, it's like right here.
It's right on there. This sucker's big. I mean.
Yeah.
She took
a shot.
It's a big. It's like where you wrestlers get the cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Well, she has one on her nose from. I think Dave. I think it was when she fell down, hit the ladder because she slides down the ladder.
Because the ladder got. I think she got a piece of the ladder. Yeah, she did.
That almost sounds comical. Like she slid down the ladder and hit each rung.
That's what. If you look, I think that's where it was actually.
Yeah,
she was at the top, and I think it was Becky actually, or somebody pulling her down, and I think she was trying to turn and get like a kick. She slides down, and you can see her head actually hit it. And I'm like, oh, that was like a Bugs Bunny.
But it's so funny. As long as Trish has been in WWE, she's never been in a ladder match before. That was her
she never has. No, she never has. Yeah. I hope this is sort of saying that she's never going to be in a match again because, good God, girl, I don't want you to break it.
No, I don't. I think she's done with that. I think that's
Yeah, her match days might be over, but I don't know about her manager type days with Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark,
continuing this program with Becky Lynch and by keeping her. On as a manager of some sort, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe not in the match, but now it's a Zoe Stark and Becky Lynch program, but you still have Trish involved as the Mr. Fuji, the Miss Fuji.
Because honestly, I think Bayley and Io are done after what happened tonight.
Well, I don't think so.
If Io winning, it's going to cause a rift because Becky's she's the leader. She's narcissistic because she is the leader. She's the one. She's been around for a while. She's a former world champion and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to cause a rift, and it's going to.
But Bayley's been there and done that too. So to me, I don't. They might apologize Monday night and say, whatever happened.
Was Adam Glenn on at all?
No, not
you know what?
We haven't seen Adam Glenn all night.
He just messaged me.
Okay.
Adam, you better get in here right now because
Adam, where are you, dude?
Mm-hmm. And listen, there's no excuse. It's only 9:00. It's not past anybody's bedtime.
Where is everybody tonight? We've only had 2 comments. That was you. Where is everybody?
We have 2 live viewers now. We have I named all the people watching. So hey, time in. We're not gonna.
Only 2 live viewers. Wow. Come on. Where's everybody tonight?
Dave, let's get into the next match here.
Let's do it.
Talk about this. Okay.
Is the energy not there tonight? What's going on, everybody? Bring it on. Let's go.
Finn Balor. Okay. I wanted a demon. Of course. He didn't show up. Dave, talk about this match.
Seth freaking Rollins. Talk about a guy who owns the whole place. He comes in there. They did his song, Ken, for at least what? 10 minutes?
Yeah, I want to say, honestly, at least 3 to 5 minutes, yeah.
Literally. Right. But he stood there, and he stood on the apron and just did this.
And that's the thing, Dave, exactly what you said. Okay, it's like the Shinsei Nakamura thing. That's what it felt like. That whole promo. It's just the violence playing. When Seth sat there and it was just like all he did was this. He was just like, "I am Jesus.
I am God. You can't beat me."
And all he did was have his hands out there, like for at least 3 minutes, just standing in the middle of the ring, like just taking it all in, like that Seth Rollins moment.
Great match. Seth was Seth. Seth's always Seth. You know that. I don't have to worry about that. But the one part of the match that did kind of was interesting because Priest winning the Money in the Bank came down to ringside, and we had a little upset. We had to upset Finn. Tell him, Paul.
Well, here's the thing, Ken. I'll take you back to the very beginning. Okay, when Priest won I want to ask you this real quick, even though you didn't watch it. I want to hear your take. I already asked Dave. Now, Priest wins the men's Money in the Bank match. Okay, he wins it. At that point, if you're watching it, Ken, okay, Priest wins. What is your next inclination saying? Okay, Rollins, Finn Balor fighting. Do I cash in that night? What if Balor wins? Do I cash in on my boy? Rollins is hurt. Do I cash in there? So what would be, right before we get into talk about this one here, him coming down, what would be your inclination right there after Priest wins it?
So after Priest wins it, my first thought as a fan would be, all right, that tells me that Seth Rollins is probably going to win. He's going to be injured, and Damian Priest is going to come down and cash it in. Because I did mention this last night. I said my pick is Damian Priest, and I feel like if he wins, there's a good chance that he's going to come down and cash that in on Seth Rollins after the match. Because I feel like it's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a battle. And I said, so there's a small part of my head that thinks there has been a rift between he and Finn Balor. I'm like, there's a part of me that feel like he may come down and cash in on Finn Balor if Finn Balor wins and he's hurt, but I don't see Finn winning. I see Seth winning, and I feel like he's going to cash it in on Seth because Seth is going to be banged up. But from what I hear, I don't know.
Okay, well, I felt the same way, but here's what Dave said. Just like this happened here, Finn Balor's on the top rope. He's about to do that jump where he lands on you with his leg. Coup de grace. Smashes the shit out of you, and he's going to call 1-800-HURT-123. But he doesn't get off the turnbuckle. He stands up there. He's about to leap. Priest comes down with the briefcase, looking and stands there. Balor looks at him for a good 30 seconds, like, "What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, like, why are you here?
Are you going to cash in on Rollins right now? Because he was dead on the ground in the ring, in the middle of the ring, dead." Rollins gets up at that point. So then after the match, Priest, and as you see at the very bottom of the screen there's a little rift going on between these guys right now. Because at that point, hey, it's the storyline, but Balor could have had him right there.
Yeah, Priest could have. He definitely could have cashed in at that point.
I'm telling you what, that's one of those guys are out of the Judgment Day. That's all I'm going to say. Judgment Day's on its last legs now.
Well, I think we know who that's going to be.
Well, and you know what? Like, you don't have a judge. Like, if Finn says he's kicking Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day, you have to wonder what's Dom and Rhea going to say about that. Because it's not the Judgment Day isn't one person. You got a couple people there.
It's a group, yeah.
That's like, oh, you're out. Well, you know what? Maybe you're out. Maybe Finn Balor, you're out.
That's what gets me. I ran into Dave a little bit. Dom being on a sort of like a losing streak here. Mommy's baby. Well, you just lost tonight. I'm tired of sticking up for you. Maybe the Rhea Finn get together here. Yeah. The demon comes out for the darker side.
I don't know about that, but it's possible. You could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
So here's a thought, guys. Let me know what you think about this. So Finn's going to look at it that the way Finn's going to look at it, he's going to say, Damian, you cost me my championship. You came down, you distracted me, you cost me my championship. So now Rollins is hurt. Damian Priest comes down, it's a guaranteed. He comes out with the briefcase. The referee rings that bell, which makes it official now. As soon as the referee rings the bell, it's an official cash-in. Because there's been so many times in the past where they bring the referee down, they're trying to get it going because the other guy has to be able to stand up for the referee to ring the bell. There's been times where the guy's not standing up, the referee's there waiting and talking. The guy's like, ring the bell. And the referee's like, I got to wait for him to respond. And it doesn't happen. And that's never a cash-in because something else happens. So I wonder if the referee's going to ring the bell. Damian Priest, I'm cashing in. Referee rings the bell because Seth is able to stand up. Finn Balor comes down and costs Damian Priest his Money in the Bank cash-in.
You know what? That's that could happen. That actually is not a bad scenario.
A huge feud going probably into Royal Rumble then. Maybe even to WrestleMania, Damian Priest.
Between Damian Finn, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree.
I definitely.
I think there's going to be a rift between the Judgment Day. I think something's going to explode here. I really do.
Right. I'm saying we get to the next match tonight.
But it could happen on Monday night, Dave. Just like we said.
Could. It's possibility. Yeah. But I knew. I think there was a great. And I'll say 90% chance Seth was not leaving without that title. There's no way.
No, I agree. It was a hell of a match, so I enjoyed the match.
It was great. It was a good match. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
That was probably gonna be the best match of the night. At least wrestling like not gimmick wise, not a ladder match or anything, but a regular wrestling match.
Oh yeah,
the best one of the night.
I'll give that match an 8.
I give it an 8. Yeah, I give it an 8 as well. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a little bit different when Priest came out. I'm like, oh shit, the shit's about to get real here.
I thought he was going to cash in at first. I was like, oh, here we go.
I did.
He just walked down like his music didn't hit. He
just walked down.
Just walked down.
Yep.
Because they didn't pan in on him, Ken, until he actually hit the ring corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that almost
Finn was pissed though. Finn was pissed.
That almost feels like a purposeful distraction, because Finn's on the top rope. He didn't have to come down right then.
Nope.
Right.
Unless he's purposely waiting for Finn to hit that coup de grace and get the win and then cash in on Finn, or he's purposely trying to distract Flynn so he doesn't have to cash it on his brother from Judgment Day, and Rollins wins it and he can cash on Rollins, but it all backfires anyway.
Seth with the pedigree, baby.
Man,
and that's where my head started like spinning there, like just like you said. There's so many scenarios he can get here. Okay, why is he's not cashing in yet? Is he waiting for Balor to do the coup de grace on Seth there, knock him out? Balor wins, and maybe he turns on his boy there, or is he just waiting, for Rollins to be hurt more than he is and cash in there? And I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? But they left you with the cliffhanger, just like at the bottom there. It was a beef between both of them. So we'll see. But
Seth, but before we even go to the next match, Seth's entrance was like so long, but it was so good. It really was.
But I'll tell you, like you mentioned Shinsuke, and I've said this on the podcast before. The Shinsuke's first introduction, his first WWE, when they had the solo violinist or whatever, the cellist or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I think it's a violinist out there with the spotlight on him, just playing that, whatever the hell song it is.
The violin.
The place is like almost not quite silent, but then Shinsuke comes out there and the place is just going, the whole just like what Rollins music is, like, It was so insane. Like it was one of the greatest. It gives me goosebumps still. It's one of the
that place was. I'll tell you, erupted when he sat on the apron for like what 8, 6, 7 minutes, and they just did that whole song the whole time.
And, not getting off subject here, just like you said, Ken. There's 3 people that I can sit there, even though if I don't like them, I love all 3 though. Number 1 is Shinsuke Nakamura. I love his entrance.
Love him.
I started just like jamming to
such
him.
a gamer of him.
The other one is Seth Rollins. Burn it down. I can always get into that. And the other one is Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Like those 3, I'm like, even though I don't like the words, I catch myself singing them. I really do. But speaking of being the best out there, Ken, there's a team out there. If you want to talk about this real quick.
There they are. The Not Your Average Janes, 14U travel softball team. I'm coach of, and my daughter also plays on. Looking for donations. Every little bit helps. Like I mentioned before, the insurance every year goes up. Costs for the tournaments are going up because of insurance reasons. So we're always looking for support, looking for donations, just to help with that stuff. Not to mention the price of balls, which are just like absolutely stupid. 6 balls. We bought 6 balls, cost us $65. If you're looking at a dozen balls, you're well over $100 now. It's absolutely insane. Sometimes we do a friendly games, or they call them scrimmages, and we have to line the field. We got chalk, chalk and that. All that costs money. For donations, every little bit helps. You can reach out to myself or Maiko. We can give you a Venmo handle. You can send a couple bucks to $1, $2, $5. It doesn't matter. Every little bit helps, and it's much appreciated. And like I said, it's not a bad day today. Finishing 2-1. Heading in tomorrow with a bye, and hopefully. bounce back from that last game. So
gotcha. Well, speaking of things.
Hey, you made it to Sunday. That's great. That's even better.
Well, every team makes it to Sunday. So
there you go. There you go.
What time? Yeah.
Well, sometimes those tournaments, if you're 2 and done, I mean, you're best. You're guaranteed 3.
So sometimes you have the tournaments where it's like it's a 8-team bracket, but there's 12 teams in it. So sometimes you eliminate the bottom couple teams. Mm-hmm. So those ones are a little bit of a bummer because sometimes you don't have your best day on a Saturday. Sometimes your best day's on a Sunday. And
did that last season. I know how it works. I know.
Well, real quick before we get into one more thing, before we get into the last main event here, this Saturday we have Fuji's Philly Flair coming up Saturday 11 a.m. If you love sports, you love interviews, you love people just talking about Philadelphia, join us. It's our new show, Philly's Fuji Flair. Saturdays 11 a.m. New show. Please check into it. Sponsor. Show your love for the network here. So because we have everything for everybody. Just like we shut Twitter down today. So
Fuji's Philly Flair. Gotta love it.
Yes, and Joe, Dave, you want to run over our schedule real quick with us?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Hey, you can check us out on Mondays. You can check out the Joystick Junkies at 4 p.m. and at 6 p.m. on Monday night. You have the Sully Squad. They're rolled out. Do they have a guest this week, or are they off this week?
Actually, everybody's going to be off this week.
Okay.
Pretty much. Ken, are you going to be on? Are you on this Wednesday or no?
I will be on this Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be on this Wednesday. I'm going to do my midseason grades and stuff like that.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, Ken will be on this Wednesday. We'll be on the 215s, Dave.
And actually, on Monday night at 8:30, you have the Big Blue Power Hour. If you're a Giants fan, New York Giants fan, check those guys out. They're very good. That show. Tuesday nights, you got extra innings with me and Joe Sullivan, the guy from the Sully Squad himself. Sully and I we're talking baseball. 8:30 Tuesday nights. Wednesdays, 10 a.m. The Bat Cave with the man, Ken Fry, my partner in crime. 8 p.m. You have College Football Frenzy. When does that start, Paul?
July 26th.
July 26th, okay. And then 9:30, you got them 215 boys, the Cowboy fans. If you're Cowboy fans, check us out. 215 boys, me, Ken, and Tower Power, Big Matt Klein. All right, Thursday nights, we have 8 p.m. We have 4 for 4 Locker Room with Mr. Mike. Good show. Very nice. He does a great job there. Friday nights, 10:30, the Atomic Drop Podcast. Me and Killer Ken, we kick it off. 10:30, Friday night. Check us out. Saturdays, 10 p.m., Vegas Sports Scene with Big Rexy Rob's coming back July 8th. Is that right, Pa? Is that right?
Next week.
Okay. Yes, next week. And Big Ken and Rob will be kicking it out. If you're a Vegas fan, they're to watch. Coming soon, we got Fuji's Philly Flair. We said that earlier. Coming soon. We actually have a Washington Commanders show. What's that about, Mr. Paul?
Well, July 25th, Mr. Sean's going to be making his debut. Commanders Gridiron, 6:30 every Tuesday night, debuting. Also, Dave, I'll take the rest for you. The NFC Roundtable, we have that coming. Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Commanders. We have a one show, does it all. Trash talk, shit talk, whatever you want to say. Who's the best team? Tune in for that one definitely as well. Pre- and post game, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Ken might even be in there with the Raiders sometime.
Sometimes.
Yes. And also, if you're a Notre Dame fan, I will be kicking at Notre Dame Irish football live pre- and post game for you. We have a debate show. We're not going to all agree here. There's going to be a fight thrown in there. That's why we have Jason Fine as our sponsor. 1-800-HURT-123. After that show, me and Joe, me and Mike, whoever's on the show, we might have to call that number because tempers will flare. Also, the last one, Ken, talk about this one coming up, the Old School Hour.
So Sully's going to start up the Old School Hour. I guess it's a show he used to do over on another podcasting network. He's bringing it to us here on Out of the Box Sports. And the very first episode is going to be Old School Mets. We're going to talk 1980s Mets, the 86 World Series, how they got there, and why did they not win another one? Because they're bums, damn it. They're bums. That's why.
Yeah, I think your Mets won today, didn't they?
They did win today, 4-1. I actually got to watch.
There you go.
The ninth inning, they had the bullpen in there, and it was a 4-1 lead. It's like, oh my God, they're gonna blow it. But we came away with the win, and so we'll take that today.
Now, Ken,
there you go.
And I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but I got one question for you. Okay. Now I realize that I think this week sometime is a guy by the name of BB. He's still getting paid. Was that from the 80s? Is he still getting paid from the 80s still?
That's from the 90s. That's Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla. Yeah. And so I did mention on here yesterday because my good buddy there, Adam Glenn, who won't check in because he said he did not watch the
pay-per-view.
So he said he will not check in. And But he did mention Bobby Bonilla yesterday, and I said I'm going to put a boot in his ass for doing it. And I did say yesterday, there's a whole bunch of players that are getting the same exact thing, but everybody keeps bringing up Bobby Bonilla because it's the Mets, and they like making fun of my beautiful Mets, and that's exactly what it is. There was somebody on the Facebook, I think Rob Hefner put out there about Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, and there was somebody that commented back with a whole list of other players, like Ken Griffey Jr. is still getting $3-point-something million a year from the Cincinnati Reds. And there's a whole bunch of. There's also another Met in there, Brett Saberhagen. If you guys remember him, he's still getting like $300,000 from the Mets. But because it's the Mets and Bobby Bonilla, it's a thing every year. God damn it, I got to hear about Bobby Bonilla Day every year.
You'll be hearing that till 2036.
Yeah, I think he did put in there. That's when the year before Bryce Harper's contract expires, if I'm correct.
Well, he'll probably sign a contract after that where he's going to get paid until he's 85 years old.
Probably. Hell,
well, I think there was one. I think it was Bruce Sutter. It was something like Bruce Sutter was getting paid a certain amount of money each year up until his death a couple years ago. So I think it was a couple years ago he passed away, and that's when the payments stopped to him. Which, if you're his family, that's a bit of a bummer. Not only you lose Bruce, but you lose Bruce's money.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a whole host of players like that. But because it's the Mets, they gotta make fun of us. We're easy targets.
Hey, partner, I got news for you. It's Bobby Bonilla Day, in case you didn't know.
It doesn't fail.
Well, thank God. Tune in the next episode. We're going to talk about WWE, but it's going to be a battle between Ken Fry and Cowboy Dave. Somebody's getting a foot in their ass after this one.
I'm going to do the Bigelow moonsault on him.
Hey, I'm running, baby. I'm running.
Before we get into the main match here. You said Ken Griffey's still making $3.7 million a year from the Reds.
That's like 3.2 or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Insane. My God. Yeah. He's on Social Security right now, I believe, too. Shit.
Probably,
man. Yeah. Damn. Wow. Well, let's get into the last match.
Junior getting paid, baby. Junior getting paid.
It is. Sweetest swing in baseball, man. Oh my God.
Hey.
Well, let's get into the main event here.
Oh, the main event.
The Civil War, the Bloodline. Who is the next tribal chief? Well, as you see at the very bottom, the Usos pulled it out.
They did it.
Ken, I know you didn't watch it. Now let's look at the predictions real quick. Now, Dave, who did you say was going to win this?
I had the Usos.
The Usos. We all had the Usos on this, so we are all right here. Ken, I just want to say real quick, kudos to you. You had a perfect fucking night.
There we go.
You did. You had the perfect night tonight.
Now I got to hear this, right?
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Bobby Bonilla that.
all right, Kurt Hennig, I hear you.
But Dave, take this one away. The Usos, man. Now the
Usos.
I'll start with the beginning. The beginning was a stare down, a 2-minute.
It was. It was.
Nobody moved. The statues looking at each other like, "You want to jump? Jump. Who's going to jump first?"
It just seemed to me like at first it was all Roman and Solo at the beginning of the match. Mm-hmm. Roman and Solo took over. They were doing their thing, and the best part of this match, okay, the fans were so into this match, okay, and they hate Roman so much. They were saying a chant in the match, and you're gonna love this. If you hate Roman, sit down. And they were singing this song. If you hate Roman, sit down. If you hate Roman, sit down.
Really?
Goes, these people in London are stupid or whatever he says. They're crazy or these people in London are dumb or something into that effect.
Dave, real quick, before you go into it, that is exactly true, Ken. When you watch this, he sits there and he sits on the mat outside the ring and he talks to Paul Heyman saying, these guys are fucking idiots. They're all
yes. That's exactly what he's. Yes.
The camera was perfect. He zoomed in on Romo as he says that. He's like, these fucking people. He didn't say fuck. He's like, these people from London, they're idiots. They suck. Yeah. They suck.
And then the next chant was, if you hate Roman, stand up. I was rolling. They're like, if you hate Roman, stand up. If you hate Roman, stand up. And Roman sitting there is like, you got to be kidding me. Like these people are nuts.
Perfect.
And then they had one for Solo, which was even better. Solo Sikoa. Oh, Solo Sikoa. And Solo's like, what is these people thinking?
That's insane.
It was like Roman after all these chants were going on. Like every 30 seconds, it was a new.
It was phenomenal. It was great.
Roman's head was spinning. It looked like Bugs Bunny was after he got hit with a hammer or something like the little Miley Cyrus thing.
And during the match, now I'm gonna drive through a little bit here in the match. Solo puts I think it was Jimmy on the table. Okay, Jimmy's laying there. He's just he's whatever doing his thing.
Yes.
And Solo goes off the apron and goes to hit Jimmy off the onto the table. Missed completely, and the whole table's shattered.
No,
it's like, why couldn't the ladder shatter? Of course, the table's going to shatter.
Dave, he wasn't on the apron. He was behind the announcer's booth.
Behind the announcer's right, exactly. Yeah. And then he jumps off, does his thumb thing that he always does. Jumps off and misses completely. And thank God he moved, because if he didn't, he would have flattened Jimmy.
So Jimmy rolled out of the way.
Yes. Jimmy rolled out of the way. Yes.
Yeah, I thought at first he just missed. Oh boy, he really missed.
Oh no, Jimmy just rolled out of the way. The whole table just shattered. It was great. It was perfect.
Yeah, my fat ass. I'm definitely going to hit you somehow.
Yeah. and that's the ending of the match was great. They.
But Dave, real quick before we get to the ending, real quick. At any point during this match, I'll talk about something real quick. I want to talk.
Go ahead.
But at any point during this match, did you think Solo was going to turn on Roman? Because at one point
I thought he was,
because Roman was dictating everything, telling him what to do, of course, and
right.
He only wanted in there when he wanted to go in. Like Solo looked at him when he was beating the hell out of Jay in the ring. He could have pinned him anytime. He just went out to get revenge, kill the guy.
Well, when he went for the tag, right, and Solo looked at him like
Solo. He put his both hands down, like, I don't want to tag you. I want to do this. I don't need you.
Right,
but
right.
That's the point I thought he was going to turn right there.
That could have been, but yeah.
That seed's being planted is what it is.
Yes.
I think it is too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, he literally had his hand out, and Roman was like, "Tag my hand," and Solo was like, "No, I'm not," But finally,
and also, I thought The Rock was going to come out. I thought Rikishi was going to come
out.
Yeah,
you said that earlier. I didn't see that coming. But go ahead.
Back-to-back moves, Dave. Okay, where Jay spit on his hand and got Roman with that smack. That was The Rock. I remember Rock doing that.
He did that. He went, then he slapped him.
And right after that, not even a minute later, Rikishi's ass came out.
Yeah.
And that one, I'm like, okay, they're planting this. Somebody's going to come out here. The music's going to crash. I'm going to hear it. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Who's he going to choose? What's he going to
Rock?
But no, I know. But I'm just like,
yeah, I got you.
That seed was planted for me in a little bit.
Yeah, just they teased this match so much. They really did.
The whole pay-per-view they teased you. They teased the whole pay-per-view.
The whole pay-per-view was a tease, no doubt about it. But the ending was the best part, because they sweet chinned his butt the whole the ending of the match. It was great. Dave, it was super kick after super kick after super kick.
Well, I think the best thing was the 30 seconds at the very end that closed it out, Dave, was a super kick, okay? A Superman punch by Roman.
Yes,
a super kick by Jay again.
By Jay, right.
And then a spear. And then he taps out.
Well, when they both speared Roman, that was great too.
Yes.
That was, because Jimmy tagged Jay. Roman wasn't aware of it. Right, and then together they both speared Roman at the same time. Roman was like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that one sequence where those four moves were back to back to back to back.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
These guys are both dead. There's no way. This is a point.
When you watch it, you're gonna be like, wow.
And the ref gets hurt in this one. There's no.
Yeah, he got injured too. That's right. He went down.
The thing is, they knocked Roman out so bad with the super kicks. He's laying on the ground. The ref is out of the ring. Whatever. He's out there taking a fiesta. And Jake, I think was it Jimmy or Jay? It was Jimmy, wasn't it?
I think it was Jimmy.
Jimmy comes in and he pins Roman, and the crowd goes up to 10. That's how he was out.
They count to 10. It was 10 count.
I would have thought that there would have been some sort of shenanigans with the referee being knocked out on the outside. Like somebody's going to run in, another Samoan somewhere in the back of the stage. There has to be one or two of them working, and I would have thought there would have been some sort of shenanigans there.
But the ref was only out for what? For 5-6 minutes? Not even.
He was out for a long time. That's the crazy thing.
He was not, but he wasn't out. I mean, it just seemed to me like he was out, but he came back in though.
He came back in, but it was a good amount of time where he was out. I mean, I think it was like, okay, this is where the shenanigans going to happen. Maybe this is where Kevin and Owens, where Sammy were in the rafters up there.
Well, they interviewed before the match the match happened.
Maybe I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this is what's going to happen. They're going to come down and beat the shit out of the Usos, flip on them back. What is going to happen? Because the ref was out at least 7 to 8 minutes. He was out.
Yeah, he was out. I was like I said, 5, 6, 7 minutes.
He was out for a good long time. Where anything, it was like a commercial break, is what it was.
Right? Yeah, pretty much what it was.
Anything could happen.
It was a Raw break, exactly what it was. Right.
A little longer than a Raw break, but.
Okay.
How did the referee get knocked out?
He got hit, but it was a super kick, and super kicked.
No, it was a super kick where Roman went back into the ropes.
But he went into the ref, and you heard the ref go. The ref went, "Ugh!"
The Oscar goes to the ref tonight. It really does.
Oh, definitely. He definitely. You could hear him a mile away.
Ken, it was just like it wasn't Rikishi's ass. It was just Roman, his body laying into the ropes. But the referee, he went through the ropes, grabbed the rope, smacked his head, and as he's going down, it was like, ah!
Yeah, right, exactly.
But Dave, here's the funny thing.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
No, he was like, ah!
Dave, here's the funny thing. Ken, you be the judge of this one. Dave, what part of his body did he touch when he said, ah?
Oh, he hit his. It was his side, wasn't it?
He grabs his nuts.
Oh, that's right.
No.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
But he didn't get hit on the nuts. That's the funny thing.
It hit his back. It didn't hit his nuts at all.
When he goes down, he says that, he clutches his nutsack right there and says, like that's why he was out a little bit longer.
Speaking of nuts, Ken, when you watch the one part of the match,
God, yes.
You right? Okay. Jimmy's getting pinned, okay, by Roman, okay? The referee goes 1, 2, Roman. Jimmy comes up, low blows him at the front. I mean, got him good too. The way his arm was in the pin, Jimmy just rose his arm up and he nodded him good. He got him good. No, Jimmy had Roman pinned. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Roman had Jimmy pinned for the match. Okay, but the way Jimmy's arm was underneath Roman's under stomach, he had his arm and he lifted his arm up and he got him good, man. Right in the and all you saw was Roman went,
that's an innovative nut shot. That's what
it was. A nut, and it was it wasn't a cheap shot either. It was just getting out of the pin, and he just lifted his arm up, and it was just in the right spot.
That's the one. Even if you're watching on TV, you're like, "Oh shit, that really did hurt."
His arm was in the right spot. It was unbelievable.
That wasn't a graze. That was a hit. Yeah,
it was a hit. Oh. Yeah. Because Roman's face was just like priceless. He was like,
All right, let me ask you guys this. We all know Usos win. Ken, you're going to rewatch it. Your
yes.
Change a little bit. But what happens now? What are we talking about right now? What's going to happen?
Before we go there, Ken, I have a question for you. When was the last time Roman was pinned?
I think it was 360 some days or something like that. I think it said.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I've seen something about. I think ESPN. I could be wrong. I think the headliner for ESPN is Roman's pinned for the first time in 300. Roman loses for the first time in 360 some days or something like that. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong with that.
You're right. No, you're right. I think it is over 365 because somebody did put on Twitter earlier today. What was longer? Roman Reigns' last time being pinned or a calendar year? So it's definitely over 365.
Right? Yeah.
It's 3. Oh, okay. It says the Usos go below the belt to hand Roman Reigns his first loss in 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his first loss in 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
1,030 whatever days is. Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane. That's insane. But where does let's talk about the Usos first. No, let's talk about Solo and Roman. Where do they go for? Where do they go? Where do they go now?
That's a great question.
So my thought is just hearing from what you guys have said and not seeing it yet, the way Roman's treating Solo, I think they're going to try to push for the new bloodline.
Good.
Mm-hmm. They're going to try to push for something like that. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if you have a new bloodline versus old bloodline where Roman goes back for a couple maybe old Samoans and it goes from there. Because I'm sure, like I said, there's Samoans in professional wrestling. They're everywhere. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Samoan. So,
well, that is true on Twitter. Like I said, that one thing I said that the cousin of Jimmy or whatever the hell it is, the third cousin of the 15th cousin of the 18th cousin back in the day, they're already wrestlers. When you're born, you're a wrestler with them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's exactly what they're doing. They're doing the new bloodline tag. But do you think Solo actually leaves here? What do you think?
I don't think Solo leaves. I think
if Roman keeps treating him the way he is,
he might, but I think Solo becomes the new tribal chief. Is what I'm thinking.
I don't know. Then what? The Roman's on
because remember last night on SmackDown they said, well, he got my vote. He's got my vote. So I'm thinking that's Solo's the new tribal chief.
No, I don't want to be the tribal chief.
Here's the thing. Okay, to me, Ken, I think you mentioned this. Solo's not ready on the mic yet.
No,
he's not. Like I watched him. He's like Mr. Fuji that can barely speak English in ways on the mic. You know what I mean?
True.
He's not that guy to come out there like. he just stands there like a statue. He's not a mic person. And
No.
that tribal chief, acknowledge me. That hashtag is worldwide known, billions.
It is.
But I don't see Solo ever coming up there with a cliche.
No, I'm just saying what you just said yesterday. I thought maybe they would go down that route. That's all I was thinking.
I just can't see Solo being a tribal chief. He's not. Even the wrestler part of him. He's a little bit off. I mean, he doesn't sell the moves 100%. He's still raw in many ways.
Yeah.
The way I look at it. He's not ready yet. I really don't think so.
They're still kind of selling him as like a monster type, like as an enforcer type, and that's not really your leader. If you're the enforcer of a group, you're not the leader of the group. You're the enforcer. You're the thug. So, in order for him to take over to be the tribal chief, that's something that he'll have to do. He'll have to break away from Roman to show that he can lead. First off, talk on the mic, wrestle without being the enforcer, without being just going in and roughing people up and softening people up. He has to be physical. So, or he has to be able to show that he can do this without being the thug, without being the brute.
Agree.
Yep.
And which it may take some time, but Bloodline story wise, I absolutely can see the split. I can see the split. Way Roman's treating him. I think it might take a little bit of time yet. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow or Monday on Raw. I don't think it's going to be Solo leaves or nothing like that. I think it's still going to take some time, and it's going to take probably another match at SummerSlam.
But if anything, it'd probably be on SmackDown, not Raw, because Roman's never on Raw, so I don't think they would.
I don't even think it takes that. I think it takes a longer time. I think we're looking at maybe 2 to 3 months down the line if he does leave.
Possibly.
Because even right now, I mean, they're still going to play it out like, okay, you're my puppet. You're going to be my puppet. You're nothing without me. Still, you need me. You need me. But then enough is going to be enough, and then he's going to switch it a little bit. But it's going to take that time, just like Ken said, to get the Usos family into the situation here, because they're not just going to leave Roman on his own. Even though he can handle it. But regarding like with Solo, he reminds me of Braun Strowman, like the enforcer. Wasn't good when he first came out. He was just a brute strength guy, the enforcer guy. But then he changed it. Maybe the storyline can make Solo to what he is, but I don't know. I don't still see. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 months down the line for this one.
He's not going to have a Paul Heyman,
right?
Because they don't want him in the blood. They don't want the Usos. Don't want him. So if he's going to continue, if he's going to be the new bloodline with the Usos, Paul Heyman's not going to be there to be his mouthpiece, like Paul Heyman was for Brock Lesnar. Let's say, because Brock Lesnar, supposedly wasn't very good on the mic, but every time you hear Brock on the mic, he's not terrible. He's not bad. Right. He's not great either. He's not like a John.
He's gotten better. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. The Heyman's not going to be there as the mic because he's not going to as his mouthpiece because he's not going to be part of that new bloodline faction if that's the route they end up going.
Right.
So he's going to have to learn how to talk on the mic, and he's going to have to do a better job at it, and it takes time.
I'm just saying, kudos to the Usos tonight, baby. Kudos to the Usos.
Before we get out of here, let's talk about the Usos. What's next for them?
Oh, well, yeah. Sky's the limit.
They're on top of the world now. They are the tag team. I mean, okay.
And I said you can't break them up. They're too good.
No, I don't see them breaking up. It's going to happen. But do they put Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens now? Do they clash now? Because
that's a possibility.
I don't think so. I think this bloodline storyline is far from over.
Yeah.
There'll be more surprises. It's because when it comes to family, there's no easy solution. So
I'm not a historian. I'm not a historian, Ken. I'm old, but I mean, I am ancient history myself, but I don't know history in regards to world history. What came first, Civil War, World War?
The Civil War.
Okay, so next pay-per-view is the World War, correct?
Okay. SummerSlam.
Yeah, that makes sense. Historically wise, you bring in the World War. All right, you started with your Civil War. The smaller part of it. You know what? We need to bring more people from the outside into this to resolve this issue, and you'll have your Axis powers against the Allies. Basically is what it comes down to.
So we're gonna hashtag that as soon as Twitter actually comes back up and lets us start. We tag people, but we can't view people's stuff. But we are going to tag that Usos, Bloodline, Civil War, next World War. We are going to be the first ones to hashtag that.
The Bloodline Civil War. There you go.
Bloodline World War coming up next.
Okay.
We're going to be the first. We're going to be the first.
Okay.
Yeah. But Dave, what do you give this pay-per-view, Dave, before we get out of here?
Definitely. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I give it
absolutely. Solid 9.
Now, Ken, I know you listen to the show. What match are you most waiting to see.
Yeah.
Well, I said this yesterday, so I was really excited to see the Finn Balor Seth Rollins match, and I'm sticking with that. And then, of course, both ladder matches, because the ladder matches are so fun because it gives the wrestlers a chance to be unique with their skills, with their moves, because you're adding props into it, you're adding big spots, and so that's always fun to see what these guys and gals are really capable of doing when given weapons and different types of furniture.
This close. He was this close to winning Money in the Bank.
And the funny thing
I'm excited.
LA Where did Damian Priest come from, Paul? I'm still trying to figure that out. I can't.
I wasn't on. I wasn't on I wasn't on the show yet because I was still on snoring. What happened with LA Knight?
Okay, LA Knight had every damn chance to win the match. Okay,
he did.
That's all I'm saying. He had 3 opportunities to walk up there. Hell, I could have walked up the ladder at that point. He just didn't do it. He didn't do it. But the last one, when he was walking up the ladder, he's on your side and I'm facing you. He's up on there, about to grab it. Now, I give the Oscar I gave to the one I said earlier, but the referee. But I'm gonna give the second Oscar to the cameraman, Ken.
Yes.
You watch this. It's the best camera angle I think I've ever seen in my life. Damian Priest was out of the ring for a good 2 to 3 minutes, right, Dave?
Yeah, he was out there for a while.
He thought he might have been dead. We don't know where the hell
I thought he was done. I thought he was done.
Now, all of a sudden, LA Knight, just like I'm looking at you, you're walking up that side of the ladder. You're about to grab the damn briefcase. Everybody's like, it's over. He's done. He's won it. He's the man, LA Knight. I'm waiting for that stupid chant, LA Knight. That one. But then all of a sudden, the camera is focused halfway up the ladder just on LA Knight. Next thing you see was like the dead man coming up the ladder, like a hand come out, and you see his hand come up, and they show his head popping up. Yep. It was so perfect, the camera view, Ken.
It came out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere. I was like,
holy shit. I was at my friend Zach's house, and Zach and I both at the same time went, where did he come from?
Yes.
Where did Damian Priest come from?
I'm going to be honest with you. I actually thought it was a fan. You know how like cameras pan down a little bit?
Yes.
And maybe a fan, like a bootleg movie you're watching, and a guy puts his hand up in the movie theater. That's to me what I thought it was. I said, what the? Oh, shit.
And Ken, you will say the same thing when you watch the show. You will absolutely, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Did either of you guys ever fall off a ladder?
No.
Oh, God, please don't. Dave, I told you this a couple minutes ago. Now, listen, you guys know I just got the Ring doorbell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't touch electricity at all. There's a reason why I don't touch it. I don't care. Yeah. Okay. About 7 years ago, me and my ex-wife, we bought a house, and I was putting in ceiling fans. And I told my father-in-law, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. Dave, I told you about this, okay?
Yep.
He's like, just go up there. I was like, okay, I'll do it if you turn off all the power to the house. Go turn off the main breaker, turn all the power off. Then I know there's nothing going to get me. Stop being a bitch. Just turn the switch off and we'll go do it. I was like, all right, whatever. Egging me on. I went up there. I put the fan. I connected one. All he does is grab my legs and start going like this.
Okay? Oh, son of a bitch.
And I banged my fucking head on the thing. I did a Trish Stratus down the damn ladder.
Oh, my God.
I have never touched electricity in my life. But I manned up and I got my damn Ring doorbell out there. Yes, I did. You know what, Ken? The funny thing is, I felt like this after that. I really did. The
Grimace Shake. Watch out, everybody.
Yes.
I can't wait for next week.
Have we tried the Grimace Shake yet?
No, we were talking about the softball tournament because one of the moms like, I want to try that Grimace Shake. I said, be careful when you go get controls.
I heard it's toxic.
That's like they're looking at me. They go, what are you talking about? I said, people everywhere. I said, they're drinking the Grimace Shake and they're collapsing and they're convulsing. Are you serious? He said, well, yeah. I said, but it's not real, I don't think. I said, well, nobody knows. I don't know.
I don't want to be the guinea pig. You know, I don't want to be the guiney pig out there. So, like I said, you guys showed yesterday, I chimed in and I said, anybody that does the Grimace Shake video, send it to hashtag OOTBS, hashtag Atomic Drop Podcast. We will put it live on our page, on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We will make you a star, just like the millions and millions of people that follow.
Yeah, right. The millions are watching.
The millions.
The millions.
There they are.
Hey, but you know what? We do this for one thing. We do it for passion and love because you know what? We have fun doing what we do here, man. That's all
we do.
One hell of a.
So I bring up the ladder thing because I ladder twice. So
twice.
Okay, my question, Ken, how high was the ladder? Are we talking about
exactly.
So I got our attic is in our ceiling, and you know, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where in order to get in the attic, you pull down the steps.
Yes.
So it's a ladder. So it's probably like I would say probably a 12-foot ceiling, maybe 10, 12-foot ceiling. It's a pretty high ceiling. So it was a wooden ladder that came down when we first bought the house, and I could not find a weight capacity limit on the ladder. So I'm going down this ladder. I'm like, man, I don't trust this goddamn ladder. And I'm putting the Christmas decorations back up in the attic. So I'm going up. I have a box of balls and my specialty Christmas ornaments. I had Marcus Allen in there, and I had some Disney characters and stuff like that.
Right.
I get it just to the top, and I'm stopping. I'm getting ready to take a step. I look down, and I can see it says weight capacity 225 pounds. Like, holy shit, I'm way past that. So the next step I take, I hear crack. I'm like 3/4 of the way up. The kids are on the floor over watching TV, so they're not directly under me, but they're in the room. So I go crashing. It's like slow motion. It felt like slow motion. I go crashing down, and it's like watching that bin of balls. There's no lid on it, falling down on top of me, raining down on me. I hit the floor. Go, oh! And they both my daughters jump up. We didn't have the boy yet.
Right.
So they're laughing at me. They're laughing at me like, Dad, are you all right? And they're like dancing around me and stuff like that. And I can't breathe. I got the wind knocked out of me. The water's broken. So I'm like, eventually, my wife was in the garage below, and of course she heard the thud, and she's like, "What are you doing up there?" So
falling.
I told her, and, she's said some damage. But there's Marcus Allen, leg broken off. We had a Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's missing an arm and everything. So it was carnage everywhere.
Wow.
So fast forward from there, the ladder's broken. Still got to get stuff up in the attic. So I asked my older brother, said, dude, I said, do you have an extension ladder? I said, I have a 6-foot ladder. I said, but that's not high enough to get up into the attic. He's like, I'll bring it up for you. I said, all right. So I'm going up and down, and I have the feet for the extension ladder pretty much firm on the ground. I'm like, checking it each time I go up and down. I'm like, all right. So I don't want to slip. So again, I'm going up, I'm climbing up. I'm about 3/4 of the way up again. That ladder starts sliding out. So I jump off, and we had a sectional couch there. I hit the edge of the sectional couch, broke that in half. I go flipping around, and again, me trying to breathe. So twice I've fallen off a ladder.
Twice in one day?
No, this is like 2 months. I was a little bit.
I was going to say, okay.
After the first time, before I got the extension ladder, so it was like a month or two. I had things laying around, and I'm getting yelled at. I got to get them up in the attic. So I'm like, all right.
Oh,
but now we got a new ladder put in a couple like a month after that. So after the second fall, got a new ladder, a sturdier ladder, a fat guy ladder. So now I should not fall unless
fat guy ladder.
But the funny thing is, Ken. The funny thing is, okay, I'm 245. Okay, Dave, I know you're 100 pounds wet, if that. Ken, you're like the same weight as I am up there. But my thing is, Ken, is there really a ladder out there that can support our fat ass? Because mine, I have a Werner ladder at 6 foot, and I have one at 12. And next week I got to go to cut trees on top of the house up there. Now you got me scared because that weight limit is not 250 pounds.
Not a joke.
You freaked him out, Kenny. You freaked him out.
So, like I said, so the ladder we got put in now is a 375-pound capacity.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to tell you my exact weight, but we're pushing it.
Wow.
We're pushing it.
God bless you.
Oh,
if we go down this time, I said there's a chance I might go through the floor.
Real quick, you know what? Listen, we have 4 live viewers watching right now. I don't know who they are, but I'm just going to say one thing. For the first person that chimes in, I will send you a Monkey Cult t-shirt.
Hey, there you go.
We'll stay on for another 5 minutes. First person that chimes in, just leaves a comment 3. We have 3 now. One of you 3 people, I will send you a Monkey Cult t-shirt, free to charge, to your residence. Chime in, just say hello. I just want to know if any. We don't bite, guys. We don't bite. Put it that way.
And if it sweetens the deal, I will send you a headshot of myself, and I will put lipstick on and kiss it. If this sweetens the deal at all.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your wife took a picture of when you fell. I thought you were going to say,
oh, man. That would have been something else. I wish we had cameras inside for that one. That's something I would watch and I would put out there because it's funny after it happens. When it happens, it's not funny, but later on, it's funny. Funny story now I got. And
I agree. Wow. I think for Christmas, for Halloween, we're all going to dress up for Halloween as a WWE person here, whatever we want to do. For Christmas, I'm going to give one lucky viewer a video that's only one person has seen. other than the people that actually happened with, is me getting my ass knocked out by Tracy.
That's a video I would like to see.
I think that one person should be the universe.
Right. Everybody.
I want to go viral. That's the video to send out. Mr. Fuji gets laid out in 13 seconds for approximately a minute and 12 seconds. Yeah.
Say goodnight, Mr. Fuji.
Yeah, Mr. Fuji. Yeah, that's the most he ever sucked in his life. Put it that way. Yeah.
Domo arigato, Mr. Fuji.
Yeah, arigato. Arigato Tony-san. Thank you.
Arigato, Mr. Fuji.
All I remember was I hit him when he said, "Hit me hard." I hit him, and I was like, "Oh, I got this." Next thing I heard a word that he called me, and I was like, a word being in Philly that I heard a lot, like, "Oh shit!" Like, it's on, and he said, "It's on, motherfucker," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I looked at Brock. He's like, "Run!" So I'm like this.
Oh my god!
I get like one shot. Like, okay, you're fighting a boxer. You know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So he just like goes like this, and I put both hands down. Next thing I know, here comes that left hand jab. It's just like boom. And after that, I might have had a grimace shake. That's what it felt
Game
like.
over.
That's what it felt like.
Maiko had the grimace shake.
That's what it looked like. The Asian kid on the ground.
Is that you laying on the ground?
That might have been me. That might have been me because it took me back 30 years being on the ground. Like I got.
Oh my gosh.
So like yeah.
You and that grimace shake.
Oh man. Before we get out of here, Ken, man, listen. Glad you hopped on. We appreciate it, man. It's gonna be one hell of a pay-per-view to watch. Give time to watch it. Dave, get us out of here. What do you want to say last about this pay-per-view?
Hey, I hope everybody enjoyed the pay-per-view. I want you to have a wonderful 4th of July weekend with your family and friends, and enjoy the time. Enjoy the summer, and I hope everybody's having a good time.
All right, and Mr.
And if you're a wrestling fan, I hope you enjoyed the pay-per-view tonight because I know I did.
Oh, I know I did. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So actually, tonight I was supposed to be on the Las Vegas sports scene. I'm going to push that off to tomorrow night. I should be better, well rested, I should say. And we were gone there for a second.
Yeah, the old age is kicking in there.
So I'm gonna hop on the Las Vegas sports scene actually tomorrow night at 10 p.m. To fill in all my peeps out there in Las Vegas. Make sure you check me out in the Batcave 10 a.m. And then of course we're back here again next Friday night. I'm not sure if I will be on or not. It depends on what time I get in Jersey. I will have the laptop with me just in case I do make it in time.
You should be okay.
I should. It depends on what time my wife gets home from work. If we're gonna leave.
Okay.
And stuff like that. I think it's like 2 hour, 2.5, 2:45 from house to hotel.
Damn, if I was there, if I lived near you, we'd get there in about an hour and 10 minutes, Ken.
Light speed, Mr. Solo.
Yes.
Him and his DeLorean. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that fast. But just like the overview says, guys, look, even the announcer said, they hashtag Money in the Bank. They hashtag OOTBS, Atomic Drop Live. This is awesome. So, guys, listen, always follow Out of the Box Sports, the Atomic Drop, the Batcave. We're going to link everything to our page. So if you have a favorite show out there, like it, share, subscribe to it. Love everything we do. We have something for everybody. So I just want to say, guys, thank you for tuning in real quick. Appreciate it. It was great to do a pay-per-view. Love the pay-per-view. It's something that I've gotten back into because these two guys right here, the Atomic Drop podcast, get me started with it, and I love watching it now. It's all because of them. Greatest show that we have during the time slot. And last thing I want to say is, Dave, make sure you wish your daughter Faith a happy birthday from all of us.
I definitely will. I'm 12 years old tomorrow. I'm still got one more year for a preteen, but tomorrow she'll be 12, and she's had a girl's day with mom. She had a great day.
There you go. So Faith out there, happy birthday, Faith. We love you like you're our own.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. It's your birthday. Go out and Atomic Drop. Your dad tomorrow.
Oh, she can. Trust me. She's good.
I bet she could.
Yeah, she can.
All right, so Ken, you want to get us out of here? Get us out of here, Ken.
All right. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you guys next Friday night, 10:30 p.m. You can't see me.
Oh, you didn't know?
All right, gentlemen. We'll see you next week. Have fun. Talk to you
later.